And we're live, gentlemen.
Perfect.
I bet.
Here with Ty Legacy, Canadian brother, and my other brother from another mother, Trey X, Texas, born and raised,
Yes,
holding
sir.
it down with his cowboy. All right, let's begin with Earl Spence and the back and forth Earl Spence and Kell Brook are getting into. What do you guys think about that?
Go
Shit,
ahead,
who
Trey.
wanna go first? Well, shit, I'll go first. Well, I know conventional wisdom would be Kell Brook needs to just leave Earl alone. You know what I'm saying? You got your ass whooped already, and you done got your eye socket broke. You know what I'm
Yeah,
saying? So just leave that shit alone. But me, I kind of look at it a little bit differently. I mean, obviously he's decided to stay in the sport. So if you're gonna be in the sports, you might as well fight. And like in the fight game, in the history of the sport, we didn't have rematches. We didn't have motherfuckers fight 5 or 6 times. Uh, so I feel like he had some success in the fight. I know I was being stubborn on the first live stream, but he did have some success in that first fight. You know what I'm saying? He was, a lot of people say he won the first 4 out of 6 rounds. Some people say that he was winning until he got his eye socket broken. So he had a measure of success in the fight. You know what I'm saying? So I feel like he got a little bit of something to have some confidence in. When he go back and look at the tape, he can tell himself, "Well, damn, if I would have stuck with the game plan, stuck with the jab and stuff like that, I would have had more success." So, as a fighter, I can see where he's coming from, and I still think he'll probably get his ass whooped again, but I can feel where the brother coming from, though.
okay. Ty, you want to go ahead and give us your thoughts?
Well, when I first initially seen it, I mean, it was entertaining. Those exchanges usually are, but I didn't put too much. I didn't put too much thought into it because I mean, one's at 54 and one's at 47. Cal Brook being at 154, he's just trying to establish himself at the division he's at, and Errol Spence is trying to establish himself, and he's got a lot more opportunities to go conquer. So I didn't, and then the fact of Errol Spence telling him to go get a title at 154, even if that was possible, which I'm not quite comfortable it is because of Brooks both eye sockets. To me, it's not going to happen anytime soon. I can kind of see why Brook is saying it because as a man, you want to get your get back and stuff, and you feel like you can beat him at 154, and he probably thinks Errol's capable of beating him at 154. But I do. I'm going to agree with Trey on this one. I think if Errol Spence was to get to 54, if Brook was to get a title, same result. I think he stops him around the same time. I would lean towards Brook if he was healthy, like I did the first initial fight, but with him being compromised, I can't see it. I just can't see the fight even coming to fruition, to be honest with you. So,
Hey,
yeah,
hey,
that's about it for me.
okay. Hey, Trey, let me ask you a question. Do you feel that Errol Spence should have to go up to fight Kell Brook or give him a rematch at his new weight class?
Well, from the fact that Earl Spence is telling him that I want you to go get a title first. It seemed like he trying to put a little bit of extra reward on top of it. You know what I'm
Mhm.
saying? So it looked like
For himself.
he would want to fight him for a belt. But at the same time, I mean that's kind of like productive to what he's trying to do because he's talking about unifying the welterweight division. So him going up getting that belt, I mean the fans and everybody gonna put pressure on him to defend it. So I mean it really doesn't really make too much sense to me honestly on Earl Spence's side. I can understand Kell Brook to a certain extent, but I can't understand Earl Spence fighting with it. It's kind of productive to what he's trying to accomplish.
Yeah.
I agree. Not only that, I feel that should Kell Brook actually win a title? Let's say he snatches that WBO title from Saddam Ali. A lot of people gonna expect him to unify against somebody, one of the title holders at
Yeah,
154.
yeah,
If Errol Spence were to come in and defeat Kell Brook and take that title from him, another title from him, they're gonna expect him to compete over there with Charlos and the Laras. I mean,
Yeah.
yeah.
and Spence being such a good friend of Charlo, would they even get in the ring now because of their work with Derek James?
Yeah. It's a
You
good
want to
point.
answer that one, Trey? That question was for you.
Oh, I didn't hear the question. What you say, brother?
Yeah, yeah. I was saying that. Do you think that if well, I didn't really present it as a question. That's my fault. I apologize. But do you think that if Brooke, were to win the WBO title, let's say from Saddam Ali, and Errol Spence went up and took that title from him, like he took the one at 147, the IBF. Do you think people are gonna try to put pressure on Errol Spence if he makes easy work of Kell Brook at 154 for him to stay there and unify with those champions instead of going right back down?
Well, first of all, if it would be a little bit hypocritical of Errol Spence because he talking about Crawford needs to move up to welterweight and prove himself first before he gets guys like Spence and Thurman.
Mm,
So if he was to move up to 54 and immediately fight Brook, that would be like contradicting himself. It'd be like hypocritical because he would be moving up and fighting Brook for a title in his first fight instead of having to prove himself in the division. But a person like me, like I'm a big Earl Spence fan, you know what I'm saying? But like I would put pressure on him to fight and unify the other titles. I mean, if you're gonna have one plan and you want to unify the welterweight division, I'm behind you 100%. But once you start making moves like outside of what you originally planned, I'm gonna roll with that too. So if you're saying you're going to 54, let's go. I mean, you 5'9.5", you got good size. I mean, you got a lot of good things that you do in the ring. You can hold your own at that division. So let's go and
right.
go get it.
Yeah.
Right. He's pretty much just as big as Mary's Lara. Lara's
Yeah.
like what listed at 5'9" himself.
Yeah.
He just has probably like a longer reach, but
Well, even if he ain't, if you want to move to 154, move to 54. Don't be fucking around bullshitting.
right. Because if you look at it, he actually might have a better chance of becoming a unified champion at 154, than perhaps 147.
Yeah, because
Yeah.
ain't no hold up at that division. Those guys will be ready to fight him.
Yeah.
Yeah, these guys they finally got it together and decided that they're just gonna go ahead and everybody's gonna fight for all the marbles. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
I
It looks like somebody lit a fire under their asses. I guess Al Heyman told them, "Hey, nah, man, you guys been bullshitting too long. Time to get it in."
yeah.
Yeah.
But
I think sorry,
yeah,
go
I
ahead.
was gonna ask you a question, Ty.
Yep.
I was gonna
Go
ask
ahead.
you if you feel that do you feel that Errol Spence after beating Kell Brook, stopping him, you think he should give any concessions and weight to Kell Brook?
No, and that's what I was about to say because last time I checked, when you beat a fella, you call the shots,
But
not the
hold
other.
on, Ty. But hold on, I hate to interrupt you, brother. But why
Yeah.
tell the man to go get a belt and then come back down to your weight?
Why what, sorry?
Why would you tell Brooke to go get a belt, but then come back to 47?
I don't think he told him to come back to 47. I think he said
I'm
he'd fight
saying
him
that's
out.
the question that that Sanctus just
Oh,
asked. Like, should he concede the weight to Brooke? Like, should he go to Brooke or should Brooke come to Spence? Is what he asked you. It sound like.
oh, okay. Well, I don't know, really.
do you guys think that perhaps Errol Spence realizes that Eddie Hearn is not Eddie Hearn and Kell Brook have no ambition of coming back down to 147, and perhaps he's gonna have to go up there and
Yeah,
deal with him, right?
yeah, because he knows that Spence knows that if they want that, if they fight is going to be at 54 because uh Brooke keeps alluding to it, and I think it's totally counterproductive, like Trey said to Spence, because like Trey said, if he goes up there and does that, he's going to be expected to conduct himself the same way as any other champion. So he goes up there and he beats Brook. Now he's at a weight division that he's not acclimated at, right in the line of fire right off the bat when he's got a lot of potential to get a lot of stuff done at 47. So to me, it's not even worth fucking Spence even doing it, because if I was Spence, I'd be like, I beat you the first time at 47. So if you wanted some sort of rematch, come and come and make a claim at 47 like everybody else has to rebuild, and then we could have a rematch. So yeah, I would, if I was Spence, I wouldn't even bother with it. Like, I already beat you once, and then
Right.
let's say for hypothetical sake, he goes up there, he beats Spence, and then he beats Brook, and he starts beating these and expected to fight these champions, and he starts winning or losing because he could possibly lose because he's not acclimated. Then he drops down to 147, and now you get Spence compromised at 147. You know what I mean? So if
Right.
I was Spence, I would just pretty well tell him to fuck off in a nutshell.
Hey Trey, if you were advising Spence, would you tell him to try to take that fight at 154 should Kell Brook win a title?
Man, I would tell Spence to leave that shit alone.
Agree.
You already beat this man. You know what I'm saying? And you beat him convincingly enough to where the public respected the fight. They respected what you did. You don't have nothing else to prove to this guy. Like I said before, I can understand Kell Brook wanting the rematch, but on Earl Spence's side, like it makes absolutely no sense. And I'm gonna say that I think he just responding to kind of keep his name out there, to keep
Mhm.
people talking, because I don't think
Yeah.
he actually wants to fight, because I don't, he Kell Brook is the only person that I've seen him put a stipulation on, or a requirement or a prerequisite. That's the word. This is the only
Yeah.
person I've seen him give a prerequisite, like you have to do this in order for me to fight you. Everybody else, he's saying, hey, we can get it on right now. And that's not what he's doing with Brook. He telling him, hey, get a belt first. So basically, he telling him, go beat Charlo, go beat fucking Laura, or go beat her, and I'll fight you. Like, that's not a dude that want to fight. I'm not saying he's scared. I'm just saying I don't. He knows that he don't have to fight him. And
Right.
Yeah.
since you wanna fight so bad, go out here and beat one of these killers that I know gonna knock your face in, and then we'll fight.
I'm looking
Mhm.
at it as a Spence. To me, going to 54 right now for Spence, it does nothing for him. So I'm just looking at it as Spence saying, if you want me to go to 54, then you got to make it worth my fucking time. That's how I interpret it from Spence. But like I said, I don't think it's going to happen anyways.
Yeah.
Todd, but do you think that that fight at 154 with Kell Brook is going to generate him more money than anybody at 147? A rematch?
That's a good fucking question.
You guys
I
think
mean,
that
No.
Kell Brook still draws that type of revenue over there in the UK?
well, I don't think Spence gonna want to go to the UK and fight him. He beat him the first time, so he gonna want it on his own turf more than likely.
And
But
he
if
deserves it.
but if the money is substantially graded over there, why not?
Yeah.
I just don't see that often. Like a guy take a loss and then all of a sudden he basically in the driver's seat in the rematch. I mean, I could understand if Kell Brook was like a fucking Mayweather or something, but it is Kell Brook. I mean, they have seen him get his ass whooped a few times over there now. I don't,
Right.
Yeah.
I don't, I don't know, man. It could be a big money fight, but I don't really see it like that.
Oh, the reason why I'm asking is because nowadays the fighters are, they're chasing the money a little bit more, instead of holding their home court advantages, so to speak, like, well, in the UK they know they have that, pretty much. So they try to draw everybody to go over there, A
Yeah,
lot of
Yeah.
American fighters are you know what I'm saying, are packing their clothes in their suitcases, willing to go over there, and see what that market is like.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But it seems
Um,
like the Brits ultimately want to come over here though.
yeah, I mean, at one point I think they did, but for some reason, you don't really see that anymore. I think the last guy that really was trying to build himself over here was perhaps Lee Selby, and that really didn't turn pan out for him for
No.
whatever reason.
But I was
You know,
saying
Anthony,
like guys
yeah,
like Eddie
Anthony,
Hearn was talking about going to Vegas and shit, and they
Eddie Hearn
already
says a
selling
lot of
out
shit,
soccer
man, but
stadiums.
that dude right there, bro, I take everything he says with a grain of salt these days, man.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
But well, me personally, I feel if I'm advising Earl Spence, I'm telling Eddie Hearn and Kell Brook, you guys want the rematch, bring your asses right back down to 147. Now take that fucking ass whooping, that broken eye, and fuck call it a day, retire, get the fuck from around here.
I agree.
I mean, I've whooped your ass and shit. I shouldn't have to go chasing you to do anything.
Yeah.
Like
That's,
basically like what you guys both said it, I'd just be a little bit more emphatic, in the way I present that to them. We
yeah.
whooped your ass in your weight class, took your belt in your weight class,
Yeah.
you know, and we don't have to go all the way over there at a higher weight, just to make things, what I'm saying, a little bit easier for you.
Yeah. It
You know,
requires more work for Spence
not
to.
only that, I mean, if you're his manager, if Kel Brooks supposedly, allegedly, he's still having these weight, I mean, force him, you know what I'm saying, to make 147 if he wants that rematch.
Yeah.
Make him, you know what I'm saying, have to hurt his body or, you know, work the weight off, and you know, use that to your advantage. Why give him any advantages?
Yeah.
But
You
you know
already went
what?
to his hometown, fought under his, you know what I'm saying? I'm pretty sure they picked the gloves, they picked the ring size, they picked everything, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
But
So you already gave him all those concessions over there. Obviously, him being the champion, he deserves that. I get, at least in my book, you do. But
Yeah.
you're no longer in the driver's seat, man. So you motherfuckers ain't calling shit.
Yeah. It requires more work for Spence, more work and sacrifice for Spence, in my opinion, because he would have to go. He already won the fight the first time. He beat the fucking man. He would have to go to 54, a fucking weight division he's not acclimated to. He would probably have to go back over to the UK to make any type of money because I don't know how much money he'd make over in the States, considering he already beat the man and stopped the man. And
Right.
then he would have to jump out of his own weight division and kind of hit the fucking brakes on what he's trying to do in his own weight division when there's guys that he can fight at his own weight division to solidify himself even more there. So to me, that's not what you should have to do when you already beat a fella, and considering they're not even in the same weight division. So I don't think Spence should have to do it. And if Spence don't do it, I wouldn't hold it against him. It's too
You know what?
bad Kell Brook lost.
I find kind of comical is Kel Brooks' comment that he'll destroy Errol Spence at 154.
That's
I'm
how you
like,
get a guy to fight.
bro, that's what is that, like 8 pounds or some shit? Nine
Yeah.
pounds.
well, from
Yeah,
47, 7,
it's 8 pounds, right?
7, and 47 to
47, yeah,
54.
and 8 to 54. Yeah, like 7 pounds. Okay.
Yeah.
It's like 7 pound difference. I mean, you didn't fucking destroy shit. 7 pounds lighter, you're not gonna fucking destroy anything, unless you land that good shot, and knock his ass out. But
Yeah.
destroy,
No.
you know,
But I would feel like Spence wanted to fight if he would have presented it the way Sanctus said. Come back down to 47 and we can
Yeah.
fight. That's removing all obstacles. If you tell
right? And
him,
and it leaves
if you tell,
him with his set goal of unifying 147.
Yeah.
but like if you tell him you got to go be the champion, that's pretty
Yeah.
much telling him like you got to win a parlay
Yeah, yeah.
and
No, these
we'll
guys,
fight.
Yeah.
They're reaching over there with that. They're using Kell Brooks' inability or his alleged inability not to make 147 because seen various videos with Kell Brook leading to the Errol Spence fight where he says he felt comfortable at 147. He could still make it comfortably. And then you got Eddie Hearn that same week or that same the next 2 days later. Eddie Hearn talking about he kills himself. He kills himself to make 147. But
He just
I mean,
made a video saying he could make 47.
exactly. So I mean, these dudes were all over the place with their little excuses when it comes to weight. You know.
Yeah.
I'll give him his props though, because it's not every day that you see people calling out Errol Spence. So I
Yeah.
still
I
give him
mean,
some props on that. You know what I'm
well,
saying?
he has to call it. I mean, the man, the man, the fighter in you, man. You know what I'm saying is gonna compel you to call him out.
Yeah.
You know, that growing up, we all come from that fighting backgrounds, and somebody put a whooping on you, man. Your parents, and some kids' parents, tell them you better go over there and fuck them up.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Or
Come to
try.
this house crying and shit. I'm gonna make you cry. I'm gonna get that belt and beat the hell out of you. You come in here crying after that boy don't whoop you. Better take
Yeah.
your ass on over there and shit and go get your gift back.
Yeah.
It was crazy because when I was, I think around 5 or 6 or something like that, I got my ass kicked by a bully. Went home crying. Whoa, I caught a nasty one. And then I said, but he's too big. I was telling my uncle, right, the one that started showing me at the box. Like, but he's too big. I can't beat him. I can't. Well, he went and gave me a stick. He said, hit his ass over the head with the stick.
Yeah.
My father the same way. I think maybe that's why I'm so religious on acclimation processes, because my dad never believed in them. It wouldn't matter if the guy fucking I could be 8 and he could be 13 and 50 pounds bigger, and my dad would just say, figure it out. There was no acclimation or respect for weight divisions with that guy, man. So that's yeah,
Yeah,
Yeah.
man. I agree with you guys wholeheartedly, man. I think that Errol Spence should stay at 147.
yeah.
Don't give no concessions. You work hard to go get that title. You took it from him. It was a competitive fight, but you at the end you destroyed him. You stopped him, beat him up brutally. You know,
Yeah.
and it's up to him if he really wants that fight. You either gonna put up the right type of numbers, financially, to financially compensate me, you know what I'm saying, for me to go ahead and give you those concessions. If not, then fuck it, you know what I'm saying? But
Why
those
should
numbers have to be ridiculously in Errol Spence's favor.
yeah. Why should Spence have to stop his momentum at 47 because Brook lost the fight? He shouldn't have to, in my opinion.
And we don't even know, I mean, what Kell Brook is really gonna really offer that fight. I mean, the guy
Yeah.
he beat, he's okay, but he's not one of the top guys in the division.
Yeah. What
How's
does he
how's
offer
Kell
him?
Brook gonna look, versus a Hurd? So I think Jared Hurd's style, man, just fucks Kell Brook up too. Arms
Yeah.
too long. The reach, Kell Brook has a what 68, 69 inch reach compared to fucking Hurd's 76 or some crazy shit like that.
Yeah.
68.
It's a big difference between welterweight and junior middleweight.
Yeah.
Yeah, he's gonna find out that you know it's not too far fetched, or too far from Golovkin type of ass whooping.
No, it's only one division down, one acclamation down. So
Those junior welterweights, man. I mean, those junior middleweights are. I mean, some of them are real punchers, man. They ain't no joke over there. They, you know.
yeah.
I mean, out of the three champions or the three four current champions, I mean, who probably the least puncher out of all those four guys, I think would probably be what Saddam Ali,
Yeah, I would say.
then
Yeah.
Lara. I think
Yeah,
right now
between those
probably
two.
Jermell Charlo might be the hardest puncher there.
I don't even think he can beat some of the lower tier guys. Not even lower tier, like Tony Harrison, for example. I
Tony
think
Harris
Tony
is a hell of
Harris.
a boxer, man. I mean, he could box. He could box, man.
Yeah, I think he'll mess around and whoop Brook. Brook
But
got
I
his hands full in that division, man.
Oh no,
Yeah.
I mean they're gonna pick and choose fights for him. You know, they're not gonna. He's not gonna go through the freaking gauntlet any type of way. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
He's not gonna. He's not gonna get that Angulo treatment.
Well,
No.
that trap treatment.
Yeah, a trial Angulo, well, them motherfuckers, bro. They earned whatever they had. They earned it.
Yeah.
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 You know who else was Kirkland also went through that gauntlet. You know, Kirkland. You know he fought tough guys up there. You know,
Yeah.
Yep.
Angulo was in his prime, you know, and just destroying everybody. The Gabe Rosados and of the world before Triple G got him. Angulo was beating the crap out of Gabriel Rosado. Stopped him in three or four rounds. I mean,
Yeah.
viciously. He would just beat the crap out of him.
Yeah.
So, you know, Kirkland, he fought some good fighters up there. You know, he
Yeah.
fought Canelo, got his ass whooped, but hey, he got paid.
Yeah.
Okay, let's change the subject and keep it moving. Let's talk about Wilder's win versus AJ's win over elite elite level heavyweights. Which is more impressive? You wanna start that one right there, Ty?
Sure. For me, I'm thinking I would side with Wilder, and the reason why is because I mean Klitschko was a reigning champion, but the Klitschko that AJ did fight without taking credit from AJ, it was a Klitschko coming off a loss, and when a fighter's coming off a loss, that makes a difference, especially a convincing loss like the one he did with Fury. And
Elaborate on what on the difference. What makes a difference in your opinion?
yeah, because the Klitschko that I seen that fought AJ wasn't only the one that was coming off a loss. He didn't look quite the same when he was fighting Brian Jennings and when he was fighting guys like Brian Jennings and two. When you get Ortiz or Wilder fighting Ortiz, Ortiz looked good to me prior to him fighting Wilder, and I think the Ortiz that I seen Wilder fight would actually beat Klitschko, and Ortiz wasn't coming off a loss, and Ortiz was undefeated.
Let me
So
ask you a
I would
question.
give it to Wilder. I'd give it to Wilder as far as if we're comparing the both,
Do
considering
you
one was coming off a loss and one wasn't.
do you feel, man, this is maybe a rhetorical question, but do you feel that Klitschko coming off that loss that hurt his confidence going into that Tyson Fury fight?
For sure, because he lost to a guy he didn't probably
I mean,
think
into
he was
the
going to
AJ
lose.
fight, not Tyson Fury fight. That's what I'm.
Yeah, yeah, no, I see what you mean. I know what you meant. Yeah, yeah, because coming off a loss is never good. It's always going to affect your confidence, especially to Tyson Fury, who a lot of people didn't think that he was going to beat him, and I'm sure Klitschko thought that. Yeah,
And not only that, it's also the way he lost to Tyson Fury. You know, he really didn't compete. You know, he was non-competitive in that fight. Really,
yeah,
it wasn't
exactly.
like you could say it was a close fight. I thought Tyson Fury just freaking schooled his ass.
Yeah.
Yeah,
You know, did whatever he wanted in that ring, even played with him and shit. You know, mocked him. You know,
yeah, it was a convincing win.
Vladimir, yeah. And I mean, if it was a competitive fight where Vladimir had his spots in the fight, you could say, yeah, hey, he lost, but he was competitive.
Yes, sir.
So, so I think his confidence, he must have gone, through some withdrawal syndromes or something, or some confidence issues after that Tyson Fury fight. I guess that's why he wanted that rematch so bad. But Tyson
Yeah,
Fury and his
Yeah.
shenanigans, what led to the division and shit going berserk.
yeah,
But
Um,
for me, when I looked at the fight, I mean, when I look at the two wins, to me, Ortiz and Klitschko, like at different like times in their career, like Ortiz still hungry. You know what I'm saying? He fighting for something. Klitschko, he sleeping on $10,000 sheets at night. You know what I'm saying? And like, like when people, like I could be wrong, but I don't feel like I am. But like when people look at Klitschko, I don't think they really remember Klitschko. Like when he was in his prime, the motherfucker was had you on the end of that jab, popping it in your face, dropping that right hand on your ass.
Yeah,
You
he
had
will punish you.
The manual steward over there telling them to step on the gas on you, and like he kind of regressed a little bit, even when he was on his run, like as a heavyweight champion. Like he wasn't the same Klitschko, even though he was still winning. You know, he went from that fighter to being a fighter that kind of fall in on you and hold you and hit you and hold you and hit you and hold you. That's not vintage Klitschko. That's Klitschko on the way down. And then by the time he got to Joshua, like Ty said, he was coming off a loss, and at the same time, the man had one foot in retirement and the other foot on the banana peel. The man
Yeah,
ain't fights. He ain't fought since Joshua, and it don't look like he gonna ever fight again. So if the dude, so to me, you already retired, and
yeah.
if you already retired in a fight, you're not gonna be willing to take them chances. You're not gonna be willing to make them sacrifices that you would for on as a person on the way up. You know what I'm saying? So to me, Joshua fought a shell of Klitschko, and I feel like Wilder fought a hungry, up and coming, tough Ortiz. So I'm gonna give the edge to Wilder.
Okay. And Utah,
Yeah, I pretty well agree with what Trey's saying, but I do agree with what Roy Jones said too, because Roy Jones said that was like the best Klitschko he ever seen. So that's why I gave Joshua so much
ever
credit.
see? That's the blessed
Well,
Klitschko.
because he was throwing a lot of feints, he wasn't electing the hold and stuff. But I still give it to Wilder because I mean, one was coming off a loss and the other one wasn't. And Ortiz to me was the better fighter than Klitschko was in this stage of the career. And Wilder kind of, I thought Wilder's they both got the stoppage, but I thought Wilder's performance was more dominant. Even though he's not fundamentally sound, he didn't look as good doing it. He wasn't knocked down, and he knocked him down, Ortiz down multiple times. So my vote's Wilder.
Well, I mean, if if you're like an AJ supporter, and
Yeah,
you'd say that Anthony Joshua did it, in a lot less time, a lot less season, in his professional career than Deontay Wilder.
yeah,
A lot less fight, like half the fights that Wilder has. He took on somebody like Klitschko, while Wilder with 40 something plus fights, you know, of experience just took on someone like Luis Ortiz. So,
yeah.
what do you guys think about who did it? You know, okay, who in your opinion did it more impressively?
Go ahead, Drake.
I mean, for me, like if you just want to look at Klitschko, if Wilder would have fought Klitschko when he was AJ's age that he fought him, that wouldn't have been that same Klitschko that AJ fought. I mean, they had a fall a aging lion that was on the way down. It was his last fight. They had the opportunity. I mean, they just took advantage of an opportunity that was presented to them. So I can't really just give him a lot of credit for being young. I mean, I think it's a lot of fighters that can beat a aging Klitschko. And I can't say a lot of fighters, but if you're a good fighter, I feel like you should be able to beat that Klitschko.
Yeah,
Coming off a loss and you're ready to retire, I mean, come on. Age
And
age was an
let's
asset.
also be frank. I mean, Klitschko didn't look great versus Jennings at all.
no, that's what my point was.
But yeah, go ahead, keep on. You were saying, Trey?
I mean, so like I give a measure of credit, like respect to why I mean Joshua for doing it at his age, but I can't just give it the type of respect that the Brits or his fans want me to give to him. You know what I'm saying? It's just
That's
me.
Yeah,
understandable. I mean, in my opinion, yeah, you have to consider the amount of fights that AJ had. You have to make that an argument. But I feel that Klitschko is a guy who's been knocked out multiple times in his career.
Good point.
Ortiz hasn't even really been rattled, you know what I'm saying, off, or wobbled in, to a certain extent, by any opponent, and that has a lot to do with skill, level of opposition, but you have to also have a good chin, you know what I'm saying, when you're fighting guys and moving up in weight and competition, and he did that, he fought the Watumbo, Bandu, whatever the Argentinian guy's name was, you know, the Malik Scotts. I thought
Yeah.
Ortiz, showed a great chin when he did get touched. Some of those guys would have hit Vladimir Klitschko. They would have had his ass like fucking flopping all over the ring. Because Vlad for a heavyweight, never had a good chin.
Yeah.
So to knock out somebody like Ortiz, who's never really been rattled, you know, it's
Yeah.
impressive, man. I mean, we already seen Vladimir get knocked out by Ross Purity and Corey Sanders
Layman
and
Brewster.
Layman
Yeah.
Brewster beating his ass. I mean, and none of these guys were no elite or nothing out of the no world beaters as heavyweights.
And let me add one thing. When Klitschko fought Layman Brewster in that rematch, that's what I think of when I think of Klitschko. You know what I'm saying? The Klitschko that came out there, he put a massive ass whooping.
Oh,
That
Layman
man,
Brewster.
the real Klitschko wasn't no hit you and hold you dude, man. The real Klitschko, they talking about that was the best Klitschko in that Joshua fight. Go back and look at some young
No,
Klitschko.
I agree with you. Klitschko and that rematch with Layman Brewster, that dude came out beast mode.
That was a massive ass whooping, boy.
Yeah.
Yeah, he destroyed him, man. He destroyed him, and that's how you fight, and you get a rematch. You know what I'm saying? And Kell Brook would have to, what I'm saying, take some notes from, guys that have gotten their ass whooped in one fight, came back and totally demolished somebody. But you don't start asking for concessions, you know what I'm saying? For people to make concessions after they don't whip your ass. That's not the way it works.
No,
Yeah.
I agree. You could try it, but it's probably not going to happen.
Well, I think, in my opinion, I think Wilder's KO of Ortiz is more impressive. Even though Vladimir Klitschko was a longtime reigning champion, future Hall of Famer, maybe an all-time great, depending on how history judges his career, definitely a Hall of Famer. That it can't be taken away from him.
So
Absolutely.
All-time great, you will see where he places on that, but it definitely wasn't a Klitschko that was active. It wasn't a guy that was in his best era.
and he
He was
didn't have his
definitely
coach.
declining. Yeah, he was definitely declining, and he fought well in that fight. For your last hurrah. I mean, that's how you want to go out, win, lose, or draw. Giving a good account of yourself. He did
Yeah.
that, but it definitely wasn't a prime young Klitschko. Even though Ortiz is not a young man himself, he hasn't taken the damage that Vladimir Klitschko has taken in his career.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So he's a much fresher fighter, and in my opinion, he's a better boxer.
Yep. Yeah. That's a good.
So, I mean, I think it's a consensus, opinion here that we all feel like Wilder fought the better fighter, at least
Yeah.
in this point in their career.
Yeah. And I actually think Wilder had a better performance because Wilder was hurt, but he never got dropped. And then if you go look at the Joshua fight, Joshua was hurt also, and he did actually get dropped. And like I said, one was fighting an undefeated fighter and one wasn't. So the mind doesn't come out of bias. That's this. Yeah, I got Wilder. I think we all agreeing on this one.
Yeah.
That's also debatable of who looked better. I mean, yeah, he got dropped and Wilder didn't, but I think I think Joshua threw more, landed more.
Yeah, and he looked better fundamentally, but that's going to be every fight. But yeah,
Yeah, yeah. I mean, everybody, every heavyweight. Let's be totally honest. Just about every heavyweight right now is gonna look
yeah,
Yeah,
fundamentally better
to
than
me,
Deontay Wilder.
Joshua looked like he came in to win a boxing match. Like you know, whether it's about knockout or decision, whatever. And to me, Wilder looked like he came in looking for one big shot, and he was able to get it.
yeah,
I think Joshua comes out to knock everybody out. I think
I
he
ain't saying he
just.
didn't come out to knock him out. I'm just saying he came out to actually box though. He didn't come
yeah,
out
Oh
to
yeah,
get
yeah.
him
I
one.
mean, well, he
He
has
didn't come out.
craft. He has craft for a big man, so he's gonna use it.
yeah.
Um, I think they go about their knockouts a little bit different. I think Wilder knows he just has that fucking game changer that all he has to do is touch it with it, and he's gonna make it. It's gonna make a difference for him.
Yeah.
I think Joshua understands that or at least his philosophy is to set up the power shots. You know what I'm saying? Behind some good fundamentals, and he goes about it that way. I mean,
Who has Joshua ever knocked unconscious?
I'm conscious.
Did he knock Chisora on? He fought Chisora, didn't he?
No,
He didn't.
no.
Okay. No,
He
I'm thinking
fought
of Fury. Sorry.
Dillian White. Um, I'm not sure. I mean,
Most of his fights are stopped. I see. I mean, I remember him knocking Charles Martin down. But he stayed on the ground on his own. Martin could have got up, I think.
Yeah, he got more TKOs on his record than KOs. I know that.
Well, you know, in the UK, they known for stopping fights fast.
Yeah,
So to me, I got to give that a little consideration when I think about his power, because
yeah,
like I can't see how a power lifter like that can generate that type of power. Like I'm just using myself as an example. Like whenever I gain a little weight, like let's say like I normally will be about 175. If I get up to like 185, 183, I start losing power because like let's say I get on the weights or something, it tightens up my forearms and that takes away my snap. And like
yeah,
when I throw punches, they just don't feel right. It feel like my muscles don't have the same elasticity that I
yeah.
need for my snap on my punches. So when I look at Joshua, I can't see how he can have that type of snap on his punches like Deontay. That's why a lot of the best punchers be the long wiry guys because they got that forearm flexibility and they can get that snap on their shit and
Got
they
the
can get that leverage.
got the dexterity. That's why you see AJ slimming down. Did you see his fucking hand speed on the video that came out today?
Oh yeah, I say he looked pretty good.
He looked
Almost
fuck. I
won.
didn't even know it was him.
Yeah.
I don't think his hand speed increased. I think I think the excess weight that he had in muscle,
Yeah,
you know what I'm saying, made him look slower. Hand
yeah,
speed's been the same. It's just the excess weight on the muscles, you know what I'm saying, doesn't have to carry that and throw that.
yeah.
Yeah.
And lifting weights, fucking it tear when you lift weights, your muscle tears and then fucking heals. That's the whole point of how you get swole. So that's why most, especially lighter weight boxers, don't lift too much weights. Like you know what I mean, like a person that works out 5 days a week, because it does take the dexterity and elasticity from your arm. Like Trey said, like it's not. I don't lift them at all. I find if you just use resistant bands or just using your shoulders, you'll build it up that way anyway. So that you guys are probably right on the Anthony Joshua.
Yeah.
I
I
push
mean,
up.
yeah, go ahead.
I was just saying, like, I just like sticking to push ups and shit. Like me, my shit is so like I got a type of body that puts on muscle like real easily. That's why it was hard for me to make my weight divisions and shit when I was younger. But like I can't even do some fucking chin ups. If I do some chin ups for like a week or two, that's gonna take away my punching power. You know what I'm saying? And I literally just got to stop doing chin ups where my forearms can get loose again, and then I start punching right again. Feel like I could knock a fly out the sky. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Well, damn, that's dangerous for flies. I mean, no, I'll just fuck with you. You wouldn't want to be a fly fucking around Trey.
Yeah.
What?
Mr.
Ah,
Miyagi, Mr. Miyagi shit. Wow.
yeah, no. Okay, I mean, so at least at least we all agree that Wilder. Not at least, I mean, I think we can all agree that Wilder fought the better fighter, at least at this stage of their career.
I
I
believe
mean,
so.
because we don't know what a 30-year-old or 28-year-old Ortiz would have been. Imagine that, you know what I'm saying?
Yep.
Yeah.
I can't see anybody fucking with that dude at that age. Not in the pro ranks, and not at this this era of heavyweights. I mean, he would have came a little bit early. Right now, who knows what type of noise he could have made. But he's still the fresher fighter, because Vladimir has been fucking rocked and he's been hurt by a lot of fighters.
Yeah.
He's taking some massive, massive fucking punishment in some of his fights where he just looks like sometimes like, and I hate to laugh because it really isn't funny, and I know that's contradicting, but he just he just reacts like a straight drunk dude who just got kicked out of the club.
Who was
Yeah.
that?
Vladimir Klitschko.
Oh,
Like the guy that doesn't want to leave the club and security, hey, buddy, you gotta get the hell out.
yeah.
Cause when he gets hit, man, he, I seen Vitaly Klitschko even hurt, but he doesn't react anything like his brother.
No.
And he was a
I
better
think
fighter.
Vladimir Klitschko has the worst reaction of heavyweights who've been hurt.
Yeah.
His chin is not one of the best chins.
But not
Whoa,
the good ones anyway, because I could think of a couple of heavyweights. You
who
remember
that?
Michael Grant? People like Michael Grant.
Michael Grant, I think acted better. I think he had a better chin than it wasn't a great chin, but I think he looked better than Vladimir Klitschko when
I
he's
don't
been.
know, man. I used to see Michael Grant get dropped and break his leg and shit. Like, you remember when
Oh,
Jamil McCline knocked his ass
oh,
in
but
like
you,
first or the
yeah,
second round or something like that?
you land all awkward and like Henry Akonwatan, whatever was his name, when Mike Tyson knocked his ass out.
Yeah.
No, no, it
There was
wasn't
another
Akonwatan.
heavyweight too. There was another heavyweight a couple of years ago. I think he was an ex-football player, was supposed to be a football player. I can't remember his name.
Talking
But if
Oh
about
I'm
Calvin Brock.
no, he talking about the one that fought
It
Chris
was a
Ariola.
heavyweight, right? Calvin
Yeah,
Brock.
he had his chin wasn't great. Every time he got touched, he fucking almost went down. He wasn't really built for heavyweight. I can't remember his name.
I'm about to look it up.
You know who I'm talking about, Trey?
Yeah,
Oh,
you
you
talking about
talking
the one
about the
that fought
guy
Chris
that fought
Ariola?
Brian? The guy that fought Brian Jennings. He's on
I think he
Brian.
did. I think he did. Yeah, he was making a little bit of a name for himself
He
Yeah,
about
fought
3, 4 years ago.
he played for Michigan or Michigan
Michigan
Spartans.
State.
Yeah, he played football somewhere. I do remember that. He wasn't
Wow.
bad. He wasn't
His
bad
name was
skillfully,
his name
but
was his name was Seth Mitchell.
Seth
thank
Mitchell.
you. That's who it is. Yeah, thank you.
Seth Mitchell. Yeah, he got his ass whooped by Brian Jennings and retired. But then somebody beat him before Brian Jennings.
Yeah, he
That
lost
was
before that.
Chris Ariola gave him his first loss.
There you
Yeah,
go.
Chris
No, he
Ariola put
didn't.
a
No, he
whooping on.
didn't. No, he didn't. I'm about to go look his shit up
Yeah, yeah, it was
because
Chris Ariola.
it looked like he got a loss already when he fought Chris Ariola.
I thought he was undefeated when he fought Chris Ariola.
I thought he was too, and
That's when
it was a mismatch, and
I remember Chris Ariola saying that man, if I lose to a football player, I'm gonna retire.
yeah. Let me
Yeah,
look it up and see who gave me first L.
Seth
Some
Mitchell,
guy
man. I
named
wonder what happened to him.
Jonathan Banks gave him the first L. Oh yeah, that ain't Jonathan Banks the dude that trained Klitschko.
Yeah, Jonathan Banks was still kind of fighting back then.
Yeah, he gave him the first loss. Yeah, Klitschko trainer.
Wow.
That's
So
what
he
I was
actually
thinking
ended
too.
up losing like 3 fights and then retired.
Yeah, he don't have the chin for
He
it.
lost two. He lost two fights.
Yeah.
He didn't fight the other dude.
Right, he didn't fight Brian Jennings.
Yeah, he didn't fight Jennings. He lost to Areola and Banks, and
Yeah.
he fought Jonathan Banks in a rematch and won. I
Oh,
remember.
okay, the rematch. Yeah, he won it on points.
Yeah,
I don't know. I thought Jonathan Banks and shit. Fucking let him get that fight. I thought he was acting kind of shady in that fight.
yeah.
He looked suspect to me. He looked like a dude that to me was throwing the fight.
He didn't let his hands go at all. I remember that. He
Yeah,
was too defensive.
I thought he did that on purpose.
Yeah,
I mean, somebody that you stop in the previous fight, and then you're gonna go ahead and conduct yourself, in that type of way, that negative. Hell no, I didn't buy it
yeah.
because I think what was it? HBO was actually trying to make Seth Mitchell into something.
Yeah.
You know,
Make him into what?
And I
I don't
mean,
know.
he
Make
did
him
well.
into I don't know, build him up for freaking Vladimir Klitschko or one of those dudes and shit, and knock his head off. I
Yeah.
don't know what it was, but I know he had a little hype to him, and they were boosting him up. I
Yeah.
guess they like football over there in HBO more than boxing. I don't
And I
know.
mean, he did well for a guy that wasn't boxing his whole life. He
Oh
did
yeah,
well.
but
'Cause he wasn't too bad, like skillful wise, but he didn't really have the chin for that division, right? You could tell he was a guy that's not accustomed to getting punched in his face his whole
yeah,
life
didn't he
due to
pick
him
up
not
boxing
boxing.
like
But
well into his 20s and shit?
yeah,
Yeah, I mean, boxing is the wrong sport for you to start trying to learn late, man.
that's what
And
I'm saying. Yeah,
from what I've seen, like you got sports that can kind of cross over in between, but if either you're a boxer or you're not.
yeah,
To me, you can't come from basketball or football or track or some shit and think you just gonna jump up in the ring. You know what I'm saying? Because it's one thing to like boxing is one of the only sports where, as you competing and getting tired and getting fatigued, you
yeah,
taking damage at the same time. Like you gotta
Mhm.
have a strong mind for that shit. Somebody trying to beat you up, trying to hurt you and shit. You know what I'm saying? If you ain't accustomed to that, yeah, that shit ain't gonna work out for you, man.
I
but
mean, it
go
sure as
ahead.
hell it's a lot different fucking taking an elbow or a fucking a charge in basketball and then
Yeah,
taking a fucking uppercut right up the
but,
middle.
but physically, they say uh, the best crossover athletes to recruit are basketball players because there's certain things that you do in basketball that do transfer into the ring, like pivots, and the way
Yeah, the
you do your
pivots.
defense is similar to cutting off the fucking ring. I think that's what kind of helped me out a little bit when I first started boxing, like pivoting off angles and stuff like that, and cutting off the ring came to me kind of natural because you do a lot of the similar movements in basketballs you do boxing, same as you're changing levels and everything else. So changing levels on my punches and pivoting and shit, that kind of came to me quicker than somebody that didn't never boxed before, right? So
You guys remember when Johnny Morton tried to fucking fight in fucking boxing?
no,
Who is that?
Was it boxing or mixed martial arts?
Who is that?
Johnny
I don't know.
Morton. He used to play wide receiver for was it Minnesota? No, no,
That
he played
sound,
for wide receiver for Detroit Lions, I think.
yeah, that sounds familiar. I think I have. I remember
He
seeing that
came out of
man's name.
USC. He came out of USC. He was a Trojan. Well, this
What
is
do you
way back in the
ring?
days, but I know he tried. He tried. I mean, look him up on YouTube. You'll see his ass getting knocked out smooth. I mean,
Yeah,
smooth the fuck out.
Yeah,
As a matter of fact, at one time he was on one of those shows. 'Cause I remember watching him on a talk show. He was on like The Bachelor or some shit like that. But he tried his hand in fucking combat sports, man, and I don't think he ever woke up.
yeah,
That's how hard it
yeah,
that for some dude I'm talking about, man, he looked like fucking Paul Williams and shit, but like, you know, like on his back, because
yeah,
yeah,
Paul Williams landed on his belly. Johnny Moore looked
yeah.
like Paul Williams dead. I thought that dude was dead, man, when I seen his ass get knocked out. And then they
yeah,
told him, well,
yeah.
box,
Football players don't make the best transition.
Boxing
People
is
do
not
think,
football, Johnny. I don't know where he got the idea, but
yeah.
Well,
Fundamentally, I
football
used
players
to
play
endorse.
slow.
Sorry, go ahead.
No, go ahead, bro.
I used to actually, because I used to be a baller down here like years ago. I haven't played for years, but I was like, I was up there ranked third in the province and stuff. But boxing does actually have a lot of attributes to it that you can put in the boxing training. Like I used to do it when I first started boxing, like the dribbling. That's almost similar to like timing, and then certain defensive movements you make is like cutting off the ring. Pump fakes can be endorsed into boxing feints because a punch or a boxing feint is similar to a fucking boxing feint because you're trying to battle for that position. So it does trans over that. It does not guarantee that you're going to be tough enough or take a shot in the lips, but as far as picking up the fundamentals and a coach teaching you, basketball players will pick that up quicker because they already have. There's a lot of similar movements that you do in basketball. I used to actually endorse basketball into my boxing training.
Yeah,
I don't see how anything in football actually translates to boxing.
It don't
that's what I
unless
was
you're
gonna say at
strong.
first. That's what I was gonna say because it's a different approach. Like boxing is a sweet science. Football
Yeah,
players think you can just work hard and push and like just like over aggress like beat the dude with aggression or something, and that's not gonna work. You know what I'm saying?
yeah. Football, this you're going in a straight line.
Yeah,
I
exactly.
mean, I would think baseball and shit has more fucking crossover um appeal or more to offer crossing over than football does. Because
Yeah,
in baseball, when you're swinging at a ball, it's almost like throwing a right hand, or pivoting and throwing your punches.
turning. Yeah,
It forces you to to turn with your hips. You know what I'm saying, to hit the ball.
yeah. No, you're right. Yeah, it's fun.
You know,
It's a cool little conversation with the transfer sports. And I
getting
mean,
you.
I know it's not hard to pivot. Like anybody can pivot. But what I'm saying is a basketball player can do it more off the fucking fly because he's so used to doing it. You know what I mean?
They have to do multiple pivots. It's not like they just do one pivot like a baseball player and swing at
Yeah.
the ball and that's it. You're gone.
It helped me speed my process up a little bit in boxing. It helped me get a little bit, be able to do things on the fly and sparring and stuff a little bit more than it did other people. So the
Well, I
basketball
read,
played off a little bit.
But you
I
know
read,
what?
yeah.
Being a quarterback in football can kind of help too because if you're a quarterback, you kind of got to get in the stance a little bit. Like if you're a quarterback and let's say you're right-handed, you got to put your left foot in front to throw the football. And
And
Yeah.
your footwork has to be on point.
yeah, and since I was in boxing, like right now, I can throw lasers with a football because it's like I'm automatically used to shifting my body weight from my back foot to my front foot. You know what I'm saying? So
Right.
like throwing
Yeah.
a football is a natural motion for me. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
I mean, I played most major sports when I was in high school. I was a letterman in baseball and football, and I also ran track. And to be honest with you, the only sport that really helped me, in boxing was track because of the conditioning.
Yeah.
Yeah.
The endurance and the conditioning for it. But I mean, it's very difficult, man, to spend so much time, trying to master one sport and then jump into a combat sport. That's
Yeah.
I
You
think
got
it
to be
would
built
be,
for it.
it's a tough ask, of an athlete, to expect someone to be successful in that, in that field, you know, after so many years, spending time, in a different fucking in a different sport. It's crazy, man. I mean, I know guys have done it, but starting boxing well into your 20s and shit, coming off some fucking football just because you could bench press the fucking gym
Yeah, it means
or
nothing.
fucking or run fast. not gonna make you fucking, boxing worthy. And a lot of
No,
guys think that it's just because they're athletic they can get into boxing and compete.
no,
They wouldn't
especially at
do
a
that.
world class level.
All right, really, not even at amateur level. Shit, I seen these dudes, man, get fucking mopped up by little youngins.
Yep,
Mopped up, and I'm talking about, man, hey, that's it, I quit. And it was like by little fucking 14-year-old kid.
yep.
So the guys that like the Sergio Martinez, the Deontay Wilders, those guys are just rare breeds, man. I mean, it's you
They are.
know, Peter Quillen also, started late in boxing. You know,
Martinez.
these guys are not given the credit they deserve, for being as successful as they were with the little time, that they had to invest into the sport.
Yeah.
But not everybody could do that, man. It's not. I don't recommend it. I mean, say
No.
if a dude comes in and tells me I want to box professional, I say, yeah, I'll train you, man. You won't get your ass fucked up though. I'll be all right.
Yeah.
You won't get fucked up. You know, you better turn into like the second coming of fucking Sugar Ray fucking Robinson and shit overnight.
Even Bernard Hawkins, he never started boxing until he was 19. So for him to get as good, technically good, and defensively good as
But
he did is
But
fucking
you know what?
amazing.
You know what, Ty?
B Hop,
I
B
don't.
Hop, B Hop learned how to box really in prison,
He
and he
No,
had
did.
more
Yeah.
but
than he
no,
had
no.
more
Hold
than
on.
enough time.
I watched the documentary about B Hop, and Bernard Hopkins said that he used to win tournaments and he would take his trophy to school in his backpack. So people be saying that he started late. I'm starting to. I don't know about that because I promise you, I saw on the documentary. It might have been Beyond the Glory.
Yep.
I
Uh,
think.
he said he used to win tournaments and took his trophies to school in his backpack.
Yeah. B Hop be lying sometimes, anyways.
Well, I don't know. I mean, I'm gonna tell you something about B Hop. He had to at least start boxing early in his teens. And I
Yeah.
think he fucking honed his craft in prison, fighting in prison tournaments and shit.
Yeah.
According to him, because you one day with these people you really never know, what's true or what not. But I know for a fact, man. I mean, a lot of the things he does is not something that you're gonna start learning or you're gonna master when you're 21 or 22.
You wouldn't think, no.
It just not do it to that degree of effectiveness unless he was just born fucking ready. Fucking hell.
If,
Yeah.
if he was born ready, he probably wouldn't have lost his debut.
I know James Tony used to play football. James Tony, according to him and what he says, he was a football player.
Oh yeah, he
Yeah.
said he was a quarterback.
Yeah, he was a quarterback, and he just started picked up boxing while he was, I guess, in high school. And you know, but he was like a natural. Like the minute the first time he fucking put on some gloves, he was fucking somebody up.
Look at
He was
Martinez.
lucky.
Martinez was a soccer player and he did fucking well too.
Oh
And
yeah,
a
he didn't start
cyclist,
fighting until he was like 21, right?
He was, yeah, maybe
he was
21, maybe look, he was a
19,
soccer
20.
player. No, he was in his 20s. I know that.
Yeah, well, I mean, it takes an exceptional raw person, man. I'm telling you,
Yeah.
it's not something recommended. If you're gonna get kids, into boxing, which is a brutal enough sport at any level, because I've I've fucking read of fucking deaths and shit, in amateurs.
Oh, it happens. I had a concussion in my first fight.
Yeah, there's been deaths in amateur ranks. So imagine that.
Yeah.
So you can't get kids, man, started too late in boxing. I mean, I started with my nephew. He's only 7 years old, and I got his ass throwing hands like he's crazy.
Yeah.
You know, but I understand how school these days with the bullies and shit. You wanna get the kids started early on how to defend themselves. If he wants to become a fighter, he could become a fighter. That's on him. Right now, he likes boxing. He doesn't like training. He doesn't like jumping rope. He just likes sparring. Crazy little bastard.
Yeah.
The
I got
coach,
a niece in it.
the coach at the gym at the main gym where I'm from, Temple. He I don't know his fucking last name. I just call him Rolando. He from Puerto Rico, but he fought on some Pernell Whitaker undercards. He was a stablemate of Joel Diaz, the guy that used to train Timothy Bradley, and you
Yeah,
know
yeah, I know. I seen him fight. He was a good fighter.
he got that messed up eye,
Yeah,
and
yeah,
the coach here he was at the gym when he messed up his eye. He said he sparred light heavyweight, and the dude hit him on top of the head with like a weird hammer type punch, and his eye got messed up right then. That should just show you, man, how dangerous this sport is. You know what I'm saying?
Yep.
wow, damn. Joel Diaz he was a world champion. He was a former world champion. His brother Julio Diaz too. I think I mean, the whole family were pretty good fighters.
Yeah, that's a boxing family for real. Yeah,
Yeah, yeah, they're a boxing family for sure.
yeah,
Something like the Santa Cruz family. Santa Cruz and his brothers and shit, or his older brothers and shit were fighters. One of Santa Cruz's older brothers and shit fought Joel Casamayor.
yeah.
Yep.
But what was the other topic before we completely forgetting it? Sidetracked on more stuff. I know that. Oh, you wanted to talk about Bivol, Ty, right?
Yeah. Yeah. I thought he was impressive. Now that I got to watch it.
Well,
I I
in
like it.
13 fights, he has a very respectable resume, man.
Yep.
You know,
Barrera's impressive.
Yeah.
Him beating
Valera,
Barrera under 15 fights is fucking impressive, man.
when he
Mhm.
fought Valera, the guy Barrera fought, their names sound similar. The Dominican guy, that dude was the interim champion. He beat him by decision, did he stop him?
I don't know.
Yeah, I don't know much about Biv's career.
But I mean, he's making himself a nice little resume. I mean, Barrera is a nice scout.
Hey, they got my attention.
Yeah, I
Yeah.
mean, I thought he was actually I thought Barrera. Well, initially I was picking Barrera, but then I studied. I didn't even really study Bivol. It just Barrera himself to me. You know, getting knocked down in the by what's his name, Joe Smith Jr. and then hitting on the top of the head. Then he got hit on the top of the head by the other guy. He threw off his equilibrium. He touched the canvas. I'm like, this guy he's going down a little bit too easy lately. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, he
Mm.
goes he goes down for sure.
And it's not. I mean, I've seen Burrow get punched fucking right on the button, man, with some really good shots, and he takes them. But when he gets clipped, like what I'm saying, the top of the head, he hits the canvas. To me,
Yep.
he's suffering from that that Jerry Cooney syndrome. Like Larry Holmes said, Jerry Cooney, you hit him with a perfect shot on the chin, and the guy takes it. You hit him in the top of the head, he flops like a fish.
Yeah, right here, there's a spot. If you watch most fights, so when you get here, it's almost like getting hit in the ear. Your
Oh yeah,
equilibrium
yeah.
drops.
I mean, you have all them lobes and shit. You got lobes all over the fucking place. I don't know what the hell it's called, but I know some guys, they don't really take punches well on the top of the head or towards the temple. Not that you
No,
should, because the head is not something to be hit, but
no,
some guys take it better than they
Frontal
take
lobe,
it better on the
top
chin
of it.
than they do on the head.
But you know what? The only time I ever been knocked off my feet is when I was in the eighth grade. I fought a motherfucker in the 10th grade. I had whooped his brother ass the day before, so he came for revenge. And the motherfucker hit me in my temple and knocked me down to a knee. But all the time I done ever been in the gym, I done got hit in the chin a bunch of times. I ain't never failed.
Me
yeah,
I was
neither.
hurt that one time I told y'all where the Mexican dude, the I can't think his name, but the motherfucker who got on my ass that second time I sparred. He caught me with some shots I ain't drop. I was drunk, but I ain't dropped. But that temple shot, I ain't even get a chance to get drunk. I just dropped to a knee immediately.
Yep.
I got knocked down before with a punch in the back of the head to the cerebellum, but on the chin, the temple, I've never been dropped. Not in a street fight, not sparring, nothing. But I've
Always
been dropped.
too.
I've been dropped by that damn punch and sugar. I had a big old knot in the back of my motherfucking head.
Remember too, like you were talking about them lobes and shit. You know, you got like the frontal lobe, the parietal lobe, the occipital lobe. That's in
Yeah.
the back, and that's where you
All I know though, all those lobes got fucking complicated names for no goddamn reason.
Yeah.
but
And they ain't meant to be hit.
the one in the
Or
back is the
pronounced.
occipital. I can't say that shit, man. It's the one that starts with an O, but that's where your damn the fuck your optic nerve originates. So like if you get hit in the back of your head, that's why it fucks your vision up. You
Yep.
know what I'm saying? Like everything can start getting kind of blurry. You might see some stars or something when they
Yeah.
rabbit punch. Yeah, that's why.
Well, I mean, you get hit. I got dropped also sparring. What's the guy's name, man? I don't remember his name. He was a former pro fighter. He hit me with a rabbit punch and shit, man. I fell forward, bro. I fucking almost landed on my face. And then I didn't even know what punch it was. I thought I thought I just got dropped, right? It
Yeah.
was later, when I got up and I was like, hey, what the fuck he hit me with? And the dude went and told me, no, he hit you with a rabbit punch in the back of the head. I wanted to fight with the motherfucker after,
Yeah.
but the dude apologized or whatever. We left it like that. I was like,
Yeah.
fuck that. But
Did you
those
guys
rabbit
see
punches
the
are no joke.
Did you guys see that Bivol fight in its entirety?
I
No, man.
like
I was watching. I changed over. I caught that fight already in like the sixth round,
Yeah.
and then by that time and shit, that Wilder fight was coming on. So I was like, fuck it, because Bivol was winning. He was dominating on points. He was outboxing Barrera.
Yeah.
Barrera wasn't doing shit. So I was like, fuck that. I'm not gonna
Well,
I'm not gonna fuck around and catch the other fight late.
yeah.
Just see if Barrera comes back.
Yeah, I rewatched it, and it wasn't just him getting Barrera on it on his record. It was the way he did it for a guy, because there is a process under 15 fights. Like he did that shit in convincing fashion. I've been watching Bibble for a while, anyways. Corey Lee, there, one of the subscribers to Fanon that's got a channel. He got me on him there a little while back. I've been watching him, but I've been taking him with a grain of salt because there's a process. I'm like, okay, he looks good. He's got a couple fights. Leave him and Ward's name out of the same sentence, but he fought Barrera, and it's not just him beating Barrera; it's the way he did it. Yeah, it's impressive. He's somebody to watch for. He's
like
somebody. Usually, I don't jump the gun on the guys until they get a few more fights in and stuff. But him doing that, yeah, that's I'm keeping an eye on him.
Think the guy right there in that weight class that that is gonna really give Bivol and Kovalev some major problems. I think it's gonna be Arthur Beater Beef.
Yeah, they're
You
on a
know,
collision course. They'll be on him and Bivol will be on a collision course here soon.
Beater Beef is a brutal puncher. That guy hits hard as fuck.
Yeah,
I mean, he could get outboxed. And to me, Beater Beef is like something like Wilder, but with a little better technique, obviously.
yeah,
But that power is just ridiculous, man. When that guy clips, whoever he clips, man, them motherfuckers, man, they hit that canvas and they
yeah.
like they don't recover like right away. You know what I'm saying?
No,
I mean, I think Kovalev and Beater Beef, that's gonna be right there, probably the fight that's gonna decide, you know, who is the top guy right now at light heavyweight. Bivol nice and everything like that, but I don't know, man. I seen him jabbing against Barrera, and he bends that jab a little bit too much. And that
yeah,
right hand that Kovalev throws, man, it's fucking nasty. He throws it right over your jab,
yeah.
and he comes back with his own jab. Kovalev does some slick shit that he throws a jab, throws a right, and then comes back with a power jab and sticks it to you. Bah!
Kovalev got some good timing with that right hand, man.
I don't know. I don't see Bivol beating Kovalev because of Kovalev's reach and the way he throws that jab.
Yeah.
Saw him throwing that jab a lot against Barrera, but Barrera's slow as fuck. He always been slow. I think Kovalev has a lot better hand speed than Barrera, and he hits harder. So it's gonna be an interesting fight for Bivol. Right now, if I'm Bivol's manager, I'm keeping him away from Kovalev for a minute. Let him get more experience. Let him learn how to fight on the inside. Cause I don't, I haven't seen him really look, or at least really try to fight well in the inside. Bivol to me, he's not an inside fighter. And to beat Kovalev, man, you either gotta be a master boxer, bro, or you gotta be one physical motherfucker on the inside.
Yes, sir.
But
I
that's
can't
gonna
speak
be.
on that topic that much, but when y'all get done, I got a little impromptu topic I like to
Oh no,
ask you.
I'm done. I'm done with Bivol. I mean, I really, I don't. There's not so much really material on him, to really get into him.
Yeah. Yeah. Go ahead, Trick.
Who do y'all think is gonna be out of all the prospects right now? Who y'all think is like the best or gonna go the farthest?
Out of the prospects.
Yeah,
Okay. Let's see. Hmm. I think Joseph Diaz right now to me comes out the top of my head.
Joseph Diaz.
Joseph Diaz. The reason why I think Joseph Diaz is gonna go far, because if we're talking about going far, I think he's being managed. He's being handled very well,
Yeah,
and I think being managed and being and being groomed, you know what I'm saying, properly and shit. It's very significant, because there are a lot. I think there are guys more talented than I think Tank I think Tank is more talented than Joseph Diaz, but I don't like how Tank is being managed.
I gotta be honest with you. I'm trying to think who Joseph Diaz is. Do I even know who that is?
Joseph Diaz, he's the U.S. Olympian. He's
Olympian.
supposed to be fighting Gary Russell Jr. soon.
Yeah.
I gotta
He's
Google it real
a
quick.
he's a
That's a damn
featherweight.
shame.
He's a featherweight. So well, he's a prospect going into the contender stage. Once he fights Gary Russell, he's a contender.
The
Yes, sir.
name sounds familiar. Oh
They
yeah, yeah,
call,
yeah,
they
yeah.
call him Jojo Diaz.
Yeah, I know you're talking about. Yeah, I'm looking at him right
Then you
now.
got Diego De La Hoya. I think Joseph Diaz starches his ass.
Yeah,
But I mean, you got Josh Kelly in the UK, the
I like
Matrix
I like Shakur
2.0.
Stevenson. I like
I mean,
Shakur Stevenson. I like Teofimo Lopez, and I like Money Powell.
I'm not big on Shakur Stevenson. I mean, he's he's still young. He has a lot to learn, but it's not about him that I just don't feel like you know. I don't know. Maybe I'm wrong. Maybe he'll prove. If he proves me wrong, he proves me wrong. I ain't got nothing against him, but I just don't see him being that dude.
Yeah. I think the guy we were just talking about is a good guy to
Joseph Diaz.
throw in that category because, like I said, Bivol has under 15 fights, and look at the name he just got on his resume. So if he could do that in 15, less than 15 fights, what do you think he's capable of doing in another 10?
Yeah, I
Yeah,
know
but
HBO gonna push him pretty hard too.
yeah,
Because I
but I
mean, less
mean,
than 15 fights.
I wouldn't even categorize Bivol a prospect anymore. He's a belt holder just like everybody, like Kovalev.
That's true.
But and he just beat a top guy, in the division, and that for Andre Ward, and gave a pretty good account of himself.
Yeah.
So I don't consider Bivol a prospect any longer. I think he's a belt holder slash contender, if you want.
Yeah,
You
that's fair. That's fair.
know, who else is
What you don't
there's
What
like
this
about
about Chris Stevenson though?
there's this guy from India. I think he's Indian. His name is Vander Vinger Singh or some shit like that. Fights at super middleweight. That guy's pretty good, man. Vander Singh, some shit like that, man. He wanted to fight Amir Khan because I guess India and Pakistan and shit don't get along, and they wanted to do like a fight between both nations or some bullshit before they
Yeah.
fucking nuke each other and shit to oblivion. Um,
I like Caleb Plant.
Caleb Plant, yeah, I think he's just in a fucked up division. If I was Caleb Plant, I'd try to fucking make 160.
Yeah, that might not be a bad choice. I'm gonna keep my eye on him. I like him. I think he can fight on the inside a little bit. He does get inside game. He showed it, but I like Caleb Plant.
You know what the
He's somebody
problem
I'm
with
going to be watching.
I like
Caleb
him.
Plant has exceptional boxing ability. You know,
Yes,
I agree with that. But when I watch him, he kind of falls asleep, man. Defensively, like he gets bored and he gets careless. And against the wrong opponent, man, they're gonna knock his ass out cold. He needs to cut that shit out and you know either fucking box focus or go out and knock dudes out because you can't be over there fucking nonchalant and bullshitting.
yeah,
You're not always gonna come out on top, you know what I'm saying, with that type of behavior.
that's a
He
good
needs to
assessment.
he needs to stay focused for 12 rounds with his style. You know, he does a lot of slick shit, a lot of rolls, and if you're not fucking focused, man, and you're and because of the lack of opposition or I don't know, man. I just feel Caleb Plant he set himself up. He's setting himself up to get knocked out.
That's a good point because him and Benavidez is going to be on a collision course eventually. It's going to come.
His last fight, he was getting punched by this dude when the guy should who was it? Porky Medina.
Yeah, that's who it was.
Porky Medina's a tough guy, but it wasn't so much that Porky Medina is a pushover. It's the repeated punches, and I'm a firm believer when a guy is hitting you with the same punches, repeatedly, there's something wrong with your defensive adjustments. And if you're not making those adjustments and against the wrong opponent, your night's gonna end up short, hella quick. And I saw Porky Medina touching on Caleb Plant, with right hands because he's just standing there, trying to be fucking flamboyant. I mean, boxing. At the end of the day, the point is, man, to go in there and win and not take damage.
Yeah,
I don't know. I like Caleb Plant, man. I'm a root for him versus anybody in that weight in that category because I want to see him win a title. But
yeah. Did you
I
see
don't
that?
see him beating Benavidez. I don't even think he beats the guy that just beat for Andre Durrell.
Yeah,
It's these guys. They punch hard as fuck. They're mean. They mean business in there. And if you're gonna be fucking half-assing with these guys, man, they're gonna fucking hurt
see, I think he looked good against Porky, but I think unlike Benavidez and the guy that Darrell just fought, he doesn't really elect to go for the finish, which is okay sometimes because why give it up in the last two rounds? But
you.
when
Okay.
he gets to fighting those guys, he's gonna have to do that.
I mean, even if he didn't fight, you know what I'm saying, to go ahead and get guys out of there, at least you're gonna maintain a level of awareness, throughout the fight. You can't fall asleep with somebody like fucking Benavidez. The man will
No,
knock your ass out, man. And Caleb Plant, he's doing that shit a little bit too much. Maybe he won't do that because of he'll take Benavidez a lot more serious. But I don't know. I'd have to see that fight. But if he fights anything like he fought Porky Medina, he's not gonna make it to the third round.
Yeah, that's how I matched them up. They both had a they both fought Porky, so that's how I kind of assessed both of them.
If Caleb Plant, in my opinion, if he's on his A game, I think this is my opinion. I think he can outbox and frustrate the fuck out of Benavidez with certain things he does.
Yeah.
But I really don't see it at this point. I don't see that anymore.
I like
I was actually
Benavidez.
disappointed.
I like Benavidez's jab too. I think that might give Caleb Plant some trouble.
Yeah. Oh yeah. I
Yeah.
agree. I agree. I mean, I think Caleb Plant is trying to be a little too fucking slick in there, and he's staying in the pocket a little bit too long.
Who was that other guy you mentioned, Trey?
With Teofimo Lopez,
Yeah, speak on him a bit because I don't really know who he is.
I have, he a prospect. He a real young guy. He probably about 20 years old or something like that.
Yeah.
Yeah,
He can.
he used to spar over here in Miami. He sparred a bunch of dudes here. He sparred Nelson Machado, a little friend of mine, little homeboy I know. Well, we're
Yeah,
not
he a good
friends like
fighter.
that, but we know each other. But he sparred Rigondeaux. He was Rigondeaux's sparring partner for I think the Jazza Dickens fight.
Yeah.
It might have been the Jazza Dickens fight, if I'm not mistaken. He sparred Rigondeaux. He sparred I think some guys over there at TMT. He sparred a lot of dudes over there in the Floyd Mayweather gym.
Yeah.
Yeah, he a good fighter, man. You see a lot of Floyd Mayweather in his style too.
He
He
was
got
saying
room
that
for upgrade.
that right now he could beat Lomachenko. He's on boxing Dante Boxing Nation talking a gang of shit, but I mean, hey, he's confident in his abilities, to each his own. But
Yeah,
he needs to prove himself and beat somebody like fucking at least somebody, a gatekeeper or somebody that has a certain level of skill. Right now, he's beating some, lesser fighters. Well, he's still a prospect, you know what I'm saying? So he's in that development stage, so it's all right with me, you know what I'm saying? He can have
yeah,
some more fights like that to get that experience. But he has some tools. He has a lot of fucking ability.
for sure. You got a little
And
Mayweather in his style too.
he's slick. He's slick, man. The guy he could box. I mean, I think right now he's gonna eventually make some noise, you know what I'm saying? We'll
Yeah,
see. I mean, sometimes we see a lot of skill in certain guys, and then in one fight they take a punch and shit, and they're never the same person.
yeah,
But I like I like his skills, man. He reminds me of Tevin Farmer, but
Okay.
a little bit more aggressive. You know what I'm saying? He he has a little bit more maliciousness than Tevin Farmer. You know?
yeah,
I'm gonna do my homework on him tomorrow. Give me something
Yeah.
to do tomorrow.
yeah. He a good fighter.
What weight class he fight? I think 126, 130,
I'd
Yeah,
ask Trey
I think
that because he
30.
knows. I don't even know who he is.
I think 130.
130, right?
Yeah,
See, for me to really grade him, or rate him, I'd have to see him in with maybe Rocky Martinez, have him dismantle someone like that, like or fucking Orlando Cruz, you know, somebody who was somebody. I think that's a step up fight.
yeah. He
Yeah.
definitely, yeah. He need to step up for sure.
I mean, to like really see him in there with somebody a crafty old veteran and shit, that I can't really gauge him. 'Cause I know if they throw him in a title fight right now, that's not a good idea.
No. Okay.
Because the problem with young fighters that way, you never know how they're gonna bounce back from an ass whoop.
Yeah,
And I thought that's what they should have been weary about with Gervonta Davis. I honestly thought that he was gonna get a boxing lesson from Pedraza, but you know his power, and I don't know. I mean, he looked good against Pedraza, but for some reason now they feel like the dude can't. Oh, th- now that I think about it, uh, let's get it. If y'all don't. If I don't mind, we could even talk about the comments that Tank was making towards Deontay Wilder.
Yeah, I seen them. I'll let Trey go first.
Well, I don't really. I'm gonna let somebody else go first. Let me think about
I don't mind going first, but
it. Oh yeah.
Go ahead. Start her up.
from what I from what I was hearing or from what I read, that he's saying that Deontay Wilder fights
Tomboy.
like a tom girl. What
Yeah,
the
Yeah.
fuck
Tom.
is a tom girl?
A girl that act like a boy.
Yeah.
That's a tomboy, but that's a tomboy.
Yeah.
But what's a tom girl?
I think that's what he meant though.
What is it? A man that acts like a girl or some shit?
I think he meant to say tomboy.
It wasn't a compliment. Put it that
Well,
way.
yeah. Either way, but what the fuck is this dude's problem? Like Deontay Wilder just right now fought the guy that was fucking considered the boogeyman in the fucking division,
Yep.
without a doubt. I mean, nobody wanted to fight him. The same way Lomachenko at 130, really nobody want to fight him. So how the fuck is he complaining?
Yeah.
You know what I'm
I
saying?
agree.
When you fucking ate a bunch of fucking ribs and shit and some motherfucking pork butt just to gain excess weight, so your ass on.
He says a
Yeah.
pork.
It's pretty well. I Sanctus pretty well summed it up for me. Like I like Tank and stuff like that, but I mean, okay, Wilder's fundamental approach never looks good. That's no big secret, but it don't matter. He just fought a dude at a world class level, a major guy in his division, so it doesn't really matter how he looked and stop the dude. And right now, as of right now, Tank has yet to really fight somebody in his own division at that fucking level himself. So really, how can you could critique? I mean, he wasn't even asked the question to give his honest assessment. He kind of did it on. He did it on his own accord on social media, and it's like, well, Deontay just fought a world level guy that's a dangerous guy, and you still have thus far to do that. I mean, you're not even in there with Farmer yet, so really, why would you throw shade on how the guy looked? It don't matter how he looked. He's doing something that you haven't done thus far, whether it's your decision or Mayweather. So didn't really make no sense to me. Like that'd be like one of you guys going to fight Arrow fucking Arrow fucking Spence, and maybe you guys don't look good, and then me throwing shade at you when I'm down here boxing fucking novices. Like it didn't make no sense to me. I didn't see the point in it.
I apologize about that. I got cut off.
Oh, okay.
Um, what were you saying? What did I
Oh,
miss?
I just basically said in a nutshell, I agree with you because Deontay Wilder he just fought a world class guy, so it don't really matter how he looked like. According to Tank Davis, he's doing something that Tank Davis haven't hasn't done thus far and fought a world class guy. So it don't really make no sense to throw any shade when you weren't even asked. Like, but it is what it is.
Not only that, man. Tank was well. He was content with fucking little Ed Rigadale coming up and shit 2 weight classes to do the work he's supposed to be doing in his weight class.
That's what, yeah. What you think about it, Trey? Did you read
Yeah,
it?
like,
Yeah.
Lomachenko need to fight Rigadale. I'm like, what the fuck? Why? Why do you to fight him?
Yeah,
See me.
We all wanted Rigadale to get a payday. You know what I'm saying, and make himself some money. You know, so fuck it. Let him go ahead and do some crazy shit. But if anything, that was your weight class.
yeah,
You supposed to, man. That's your house. You're an American fighter. This guy's fighting in your country.
yeah,
You know, you were born and raised in the United States. Lomachenko is Ukrainian. He's coming over here, setting up shop in your backyard, calling you out.
yeah,
And the only shit you're doing is fucking complaining about a heavyweight doing something you're not willing to do your damn self. Fight the best in the division, or at least a guy considered the best, or the boogeyman.
yeah.
Come on, man. Tank needs to, man. Somebody needs to tell the dude, man, to just leave Twitter alone. Focus on boxing. Focus on fucking establishing a legacy. You know, you already got a title, so that means you don't get breastfed no more, doggy.
Yeah.
The pamper's off. You gotta piss like a grown ass man.
Yeah.
You know,
You read the tweet. You read the tweet, didn't you, Trey?
Yeah, I seen it. For me, Mayweather and Joshua seem to be building some type of relationship. I mean, Mayweather was over there. They were signing autographs together, and they was going back and forth. And then Joshua came to the United States and visited the Mayweather Boxing Club. You know what I'm saying? And
Floyd is trying to sign him.
probably so. I mean, why not? But at the same time,
That's not. That's a great business move. Shit.
yeah. So to me, it just seemed like Javante could potentially be echoing Mayweather's thoughts because
What they
Javante.
speak about in private, huh? About Deontay Wilder.
Yeah, because like Devontae doesn't come across to me as a free thinker. I mean, he doesn't. I mean, he seemed dumb as a motherfucker. He really seemed like a follower type. He's not like a alpha male. And I said this before on Ticket TV channel, and he got mad. But I don't see the fighters at Mayweather's gym as alpha males. Like, how could you be an alpha male and your fucking promoter is the number one alpha male in the sport? All of them kind of beta to me. So like I don't see Tank Davis just going out on his own saying too much. I just feel like he echoing Mayweather. I could be wrong.
Well, I know for a fact that Deontay Wilder really didn't make any friends at the Mayweather gym when he said that he could easily break that fucking Floyd record.
Oh yeah, I forgot about that.
So every time that somebody feels like one of those Floyd's little goons or what,
Yeah.
yes men or whatever over there, when somebody throws something that or says something that relates to Floyd and and it's not a compliment or a ass kissing, you
Yeah.
know, they get a little bit offended and they get defensive about it. You know what I'm saying?
Take it a little bit personal.
What's wrong with fucking Floyd Mayweather calling himself TBE? But there's a problem with Deontay Wilder thinking or having the confidence in himself that he could smash his record.
Yeah, like fuck it.
I mean, I don't agree with Deontay Wilder. I mean, that you still have to fight in that division, man, and you're not, the most gifted motherfucking defensive fighter in the heavyweight division. So
No.
Wilder, while he can knock anybody the fuck out, he's at risk of getting his knocked the fuck out his damn self.
Yeah.
So I mean, if he does it with the lack of fundamentals that he has, shit, that's impressive as fuck. If
Yeah.
Wilder could go retire undefeated, that's a fucking milestone for your ass.
And we don't have to
So
agree with him. He has every right to think it. Like
he could
it
he can
still
have all the
doesn't mean.
confidence in himself, but these guys like if right now one of us and shit are at the Mayweather gym and we're like, oh, we don't think Mayweather's TBE. The motherfuckers gonna start looking at you like, hey, who the fuck is this new guy over here talking shit? You can't
Yeah.
have an opinion around them, I guess, because they all get defensive about Floyd. He is the money man. He comes them to their checks.
Yeah.
But, you know, you can't fucking be running around claiming that Floyd is the best ever and shit like that, pulling on the dick. And then the next dude comes and he said he's the best ever, whether right or wrong. Every fighter is entitled to say that shit.
Yeah, exactly. And it doesn't make no sense for Tank to do that because that would be like you in Florida fighting Thurman and Trey in Texas fighting Spence and you guys beating them and you might not look that good and me throwing shade if I'm boxing novices down there. Like to me, I shouldn't be throwing shade at you guys if I'm not even doing the same thing. That's essentially the same thing.
Well, who were the main people that were saying that when Thurman was calling out Floyd, oh, Thurman hasn't earned shit. He doesn't deserve that fight. Floyd could pick anybody. He could do what he wants. He could fight anybody.
No.
What kind of bullshit fucking fan are you? You know what I'm saying?
It's kind of hard for America to have their fighters backed up if the Americans ain't even backing each other up. That's all I got to say. You got to fix your own household before you expect to fix outside of it.
Yep.
Well, I mean, yeah, that's true. I mean, you know how Americans don't like Canadians, you know what I'm saying, in the business, but go ahead and do your thing.
Yeah.
But I think I agree with Trey wholeheartedly because that it's foolishness for Tank to be saying that, because he acts like we're not following his career as well as fans of boxing. We have to fight, because he was relevant in that division while he was a champion. Now he's irrelevant, so I really don't give a shit what he does
Yeah.
because he chose to make himself irrelevant. Claims to be the next superstar, the most exciting guy in boxing, and blah blah. Well, fight the next other guy who's considered, the best since Ali. You know, what the
Yeah.
why are you boasting and shit if you're gonna be the most exciting guy in boxing, but against who? Leon Walsh? No, be exciting against the guy that, you know what I'm saying, people right now are claiming is the number one fighter in the world. But oh no, but if people ask that, oh, he's too young, he doesn't have to fight.
Yeah.
Man, get the fuck out of here. So I don't agree with the hell this dude on. He must have been on that lean or whatever the fuck these young dudes be drinking these days. But I think Wilder doesn't need to be worrying about what the fuck Tank little ass need to be fucking talking about anyway.
I don't care that he said it. He's entitled to his opinion just like I'm entitled to mine. But I mean, he didn't really say something that Wilder couldn't come with a rebuttal. I mean, he don't have the accolades to fucking to say anything about Wilder because Wilder's doing what he didn't do yet.
But but see, and that's the fucked up part. The fucked up thing with boxing today and a lot of fans is that you know a certain fighter gets hated on so much, and there's so much negativity surrounding him that a lesser accomplished fighter criticizes him in that way, and the fans aren't outraged about it. Like, who the fuck are you to be talking about what this man just did?
Yep. Yep.
Where's the outrage from the fans, like, in putting this young buck in check? You know what I'm saying? I don't
Yeah.
give a fuck. Tank get mad at that shit. I don't give a fuck what he or anybody says. You have no right because you haven't done shit in your career to be criticizing anybody else that
Yeah.
way. Oh, he fighting like a girl or a fucking tom girl. At least he's fucking fighting, motherfucker. What are you
When,
doing? You losing weight, eating fucking ribs and pork butt.
yeah. You got anything else to add, Trey?
Now that about wrap it up for me, man.
Yeah, it was kind of simple. He didn't really have no fucking a leg to
A
stand on
leg to
saying it.
stand on.
Yeah.
Yeah, man. Yeah. And that's unfortunate. I mean, these guys in boxing, man, there are some fighters that, yeah, you know how we as fans were like, oh, we want this guy to have a personality like to connect. Well, personally, I'm not one of those because I don't really give a fuck about. You could be the most private dude in the ring in your
Yeah.
personal life, and never say a word. That doesn't bother me. I just want to see how you perform in the ring.
Yeah.
But
Me too.
you know how some fans they have to have you know the guy fucking relate to them, or they have to relate to the
Yeah.
fighter in some type of way and make a bond. There are
And
fans like that, and they ask for the guy to have a personality, to have a word. But sometimes it's a double-edged sword because you're getting something from these people that you really don't want to hear.
yeah.
You know, sometimes a mouthpiece, you know what I'm saying, it's not the best thing for the fighter to have. It's more some fighters need to just talk less and do more. Let your boxing ability fucking speak for you, bro.
Yeah.
You know, at the end of the day, we're not here to watch how many fucking Twitter followers you have or how much fucking Instagram fans you have or followers
Yeah. It means
or how
nothing.
many likes you got on your YouTube video.
Yeah.
Man, I'm here to watch you fight. If you
I like the boxing. I'm interested in your skills and your results. I don't give a shit about that. I'm not even on Twitter. So
Ali wouldn't be Ali if he didn't beat Liston and fucking Foreman and Frazier and all them motherfuckers.
That's a dude that talked a lot of shit, but fuck that. He fought he fought fucking dudes who were fucking KO artists that were killers. These motherfuckers were fucking other dudes up.
That's what I'm
yeah,
saying. You can't just talk. You got to get the wins.
What the
yeah,
fuck has Leon Walsh done? You know what I'm saying? For the what's his name? Gervonta Davis to be bragging about. Yeah, you knocked his ass, sparked the fuck out. Okay, that's a UK domestic level fighter. He's not world class. Even the fucking UK fans say that.
yeah.
What world class real fighter has he really beat? Pedraza?
That's his best win.
I would say that's
Was
his best
Pedraza
win. Yeah.
considered was Pedraza ever considered the best 130 pounder in the world? Oh,
No, no.
you had two fucking Japanese dudes right there fucking everybody up until they got knocked off.
Yeah. I think I think a good move would be to put him in there with Tevin Farmer and get like you know what I mean, get that going.
You know who I want him to? I mean to fight, but I think he retired. I wanted to fight. I wanted to see Tank fight Takashi Miura.
Yeah, good fight
Yeah,
too.
Oh, but he too young for that dude too. So
yeah.
who the fuck is gonna fight? I mean, what you gonna make a career out of a guy fighting fucking nobodies?
Yeah,
Jasriel Corrales. Who is Tank Davis gonna fight? Oh, he's gonna fight Jesus Cuellar, who fought at 126 with Abner Mares and fucking lost.
yeah. I think the best bet for Tevin right now, or for Tank right now, would be Tevin. I think that's a good fight for him right now. I think that will give him a little bit of credible win.
Those
Could be
people
made.
over there, they're scared of Tevin Farmer.
Well, I was watching the relay. Shout out to the relay. I was watching the relay, and he showed
Who's the relay? I never heard of.
YouTube Julius Fox, the YouTube channel I'm
Okay, oh
subscribed
yeah,
to.
yeah, okay, Julius Fox. Yeah, okay, I know the name now.
He was showing a fucking interview with Leonard Ellaby, and Leonard Ellaby was jumping all over. He was jumping in circles when they start bringing up Tevin Farmer.
Man, nostrils, man, ain't going through. Man, he ain't shaking shit.
Yeah, so you could be right about that. I never blamed the fighter, but fucking Ellerby was doing. He wasn't even answering the fucking questions. Did you see that interview, Trey? Is he still here? Seen him leave.
I had got knocked out. I just got back in. What'd you say?
Oh, I was talking to what the fuck did I just say? Oh, I was
That
talking. We were talking about Tank
and
and
Tevin Farmer.
Farmer, and Leonard Ellerby kind of circled around when they were asking him questions about it.
No, I didn't. I might have saw the interview. I done saw a couple of interviews with
It's
Leonard.
on the relay. It's on the relay. The boxing Ring IQ, the YouTube channel.
Yeah. Shit, he always bullshitting when he talking about Tank to me.
Well, if it was Tank and Farmer, yeah, he didn't look like he wanted to address it.
I ain't
See,
surprised.
the problem is, it's not so much that if Gervonta Davis beats Tevin Farmer or not, they know that Farmer has enough ability, enough boxing IQ to go along with that ability to make Tank look, you know, look make him look, you know what I'm saying, average, you know, and that could right there hurt his stock. So I don't see. Honestly, I think Tevin Farmer schools his ass.
You think
Probably
so?
gets yeah. I think he probably gets robbed on the cards.
I wouldn't be surprised if it was like Wilder Ortiz. Farmer had like a lot of success early with his
Yeah, that's
skills,
possible. That's quite possible.
and then he get caught late. Because Tank does have power. I was also thinking that might have been a reason why he was cracking on Wilder, because Tank is being promoted as the most exciting thing in boxing, knocking motherfuckers out, and now you got Wilder going out there being exciting, and he being known for the same thing. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Yeah, but Wilder just knocked out the top one of the top three heavyweights in the world.
Yeah. for sure.
It doesn't even come close when you fucking knocking out Leon Walsh, who's not even
No,
a fucking real top 10. You know what
no.
I'm saying? Super featherweight.
Yeah, that's true.
You know, there's levels to this shit, and there's also levels to competition. You know, if you want credit, you have to, you got to start beating guys. You know what I'm saying? That people think they that you can't fucking beat. You know, or they have the ability of fucking knocking you out.
Yeah.
What is Cuellar is a natural 126 pounder. Most of his career, he's fought at that weight class. I think he's had some fights at 130, you know, and more there, you know, bouncing around. But he just lost to Abner Morris.
Yeah. I would have much rather see the farmer fight for sure.
I mean, at least Farmer is a fucking natural fucking 130, 135 pound fighter. Anywhere in between, you know, he'll fight at those weight classes. But you got a guy who just finished coming. It's like fucking Lomachenko fighting Mariaga.
Yeah.
A guy coming off a loss from a lower weight class.
Yeah. Coming off a loss and coming and going up.
Come on, man. These guys, I don't know. Really, if Tax should just fuck around and stay quiet because if he's gonna be being if he's gonna remain being protected the way he's being protected right now, and he is being protected. You know, I don't care what his fans or Floyd fans say. He's being protected. If he's gonna be remain being protected, then he doesn't got shit to be talking about Wilder or any other fighter.
Yeah.
Come on, man, get in there and mix it up, bro. You gonna compete or you're not gonna compete, man, or retire or go make some fucking mixtapes or some shit and sell it out of fucking trunk.
They got to interview the fighter more about what's going on too, because a lot of the times the fighter gets the blame for ducking and stuff. Like I understand they can interview other people, they can interview other people other than the fighter, but when they're gonna stick to fight questions, let the fucking fighter address that shit himself. So then you know where the fighter's coming from.
Yeah.
Go ahead, Trey.
Oh no, I was just saying I'm listening. Yeah.
Yeah, and the thing is with Gervonta Davis, we all agree that the kid is fucking immensely talented. You
Yeah.
Yeah.
know, he doesn't lack talent.
Mm-mm.
It's just I don't know, man, what's going on with this guy. He was. I thought he got rushed into it, but you know what? He had a step up fight versus Pedraza. He looked exceptionally well. Looked like somebody that was gonna actually take over that division.
Yeah.
All of a sudden, they felt like, let's slam on the brakes. No, 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 no. You've been drinking and driving. Let me take your keys and shit. I want to get back on my scooter.
But you know what? Like when I look at this newer generation, like all together, it's like with the social media age where you can be like real close to the celebrities and stuff. Like you can communicate with them on Twitter and shit like that. It's like people can live vicariously through the stars and stuff. So like it have made like a generation of kids that want the rewards without going through the journey. It's
Yeah,
I think a guy like Javante Davis sees himself as like a superstar already. You know what I'm saying? He got a little money. He up there with Mayweather. You know what I'm saying?
yeah,
Uh, the motherfucker being talked about, being promoted, pushed by Mayweather and shit. I think he sees himself as like already arrived, and that's how he
yeah.
kind of conduct himself a little bit. Like he ain't got shit to prove. You know what I'm saying?
You think he's a black beetle?
Yeah, he think he's somebody. That's for sure.
Fucking Florida is fucking John Lennon and he's fucking Ringo.
Yeah,
Got to put in the work.
yeah, you got it.
Exactly, man. You got to, bro. In this sport, I mean, in the sport that we fucking love and we're fucking aficionados of, man, you want to see these guys, man, earn their accolades they get. I'm not gonna give that dude any accolades and shit because man, yeah, you became a fucking world champion and now you're a contender.
I call down the middle for every. I call down the middle for everybody. That's what I do.
I
And
think
I got my biases, but I try to stay close to the middle as I can. Like even with Earl Spence, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah,
yeah,
you're really you're not you're a Errol Spence fan, and there ain't nothing wrong with that. But you're sensible about it. You're objective and stuff like that about it.
Already.
well, yeah,
You're going to
because
be
he
real objective when you get those burpees.
We'll see.
yeah, because he actually pointed out that fucking, it would be hypocritical of fucking Spence and shit, what was it that
To go
the
to fight the
Kell Brook,
champion
right?
in his first fight in the next weight class.
Right,
Yeah.
without himself having to, having to mix it up with the other fighters.
Yeah, for sure.
So, it's crazy that Javante Davis is not getting more heat, you know what I'm saying, for player hating like a motherfucker. You know, I guess that's that type of hatred that right now people have towards Wilder that anybody could come and say some regular shit. You'll fuck around and have Shakur Stevenson say some dumb shit. Nobody's gonna say that.
The American heavyweight division has not been on fire for how fucking long? You're finally getting it back. I don't care if the dude doesn't look the fucking like Pernell Whitaker or not. Support the American champion or didn't let the fucking UK take over. They support
You
their
know what?
fucking champions. They support their fucking losers.
You know what it is that the
Crabs in
American
a bucket mentality don't get you nowheres, boys. I'm telling you.
the American heavyweight championship or champion position is no longer a glory position. It's not it's no longer, glorified. Hasn't been glorified for a long time. So if it weren't Wilder that was holding it, it'd be anybody else. They'll give the next guy some dumb shit.
Yeah.
Why? Because really nobody wants an American heavyweight but Americans. Well, and now Americans don't even want that. They rather have a fucking European guy coming over and shit and beating the shit out of every American. And,
Yeah, I
and,
don't
and
care.
that's a sad truth. I mean, anybody that holds any American that holds a heavyweight title, I guarantee you the U.S. networks are gonna build or they're gonna push the opponent more than the American champion,
Yeah.
Yeah.
and that's unfortunate because Wilder hasn't done anything, bro, not you know, to get that push, and that support.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Was did he have a bullshit resume before he fucking, before the Alexander Povetkin fiasco fell through? Of course, he had a bullshit record. I don't give a shit what a Wilder fanatic or fanboy says. He really didn't beat anybody.
No.
Defending his title versus Chris Arreola did absolutely nothing for his legacy, his resume, you know. But the fucking fight that was supposed to be his step off fight was Alexander Povetkin. He had those issues. Move on. That's not Wilder's fault.
Yeah.
Luis Ortiz fucked up with his bullshit initially in November when they were supposed to fight. That's not his fault.
Yeah.
And now he just rectified that mistake by knocking out Ortiz. I mean, what the fuck more do these people want from that guy? You think
Yeah.
the other American fighters would support this guy, you know what I'm saying? But what do
Yeah.
they do instead? Oh, he fucking fights like a tom girl. What the fuck? I've never heard anybody call another man a tom girl.
Yeah.
He
Tomboy,
also
yeah. I know
he
females that want to
also
act like fuck you a tomboy, but a tom girl?
he also knocks people the fuck out. So And
Then
now
he
at a
said,
world level, he just showed it.
then he says he hits harder than Wilder. No, some shit
Who
like
said
that.
that?
Tank Davis.
Tank Davis said he hits harder than Wilder.
Yeah, I think if I wasn't mistaken, I think that's what I heard. Was it Fanon and shit? One of his videos I think said something like that, or was it Ego or some dumb shit like that, but that he hits harder or some shit like that. I'm like, man, this dude is crazy.
Well, that
Okay.
he does hit pound for pound. He might he hit pretty hard though. He hit hard with both hands too.
He could say pound for pound, he could hit harder, but in reality,
Yeah,
there's a big difference. If Wilder punches fucking Leon Walsh, that guy, he's dead.
The
He's not,
world of fucking difference here, boys. There's a world of difference.
yeah.
I mean, pound for pound, yeah, maybe if fucking Tank was a fucking heavyweight, maybe he'd be a bigger puncher. But guess what? You're not, so you don't hit harder.
Yeah, if this and that and hypotheticals, but
If he hit that fucking hard, I guarantee you, they would have throw fucking Lomachenko. They would have fucking they would have threw all the motherfuckers in the ring at the same time and say, "Hey, Tank, get him.
yeah.
Yeah.
Get the fuck out of here. You hit harder."
Yeah, I'm not
Or
even discussing that if that happened because that's just fucking foolish.
if Tank hit that hard right now, he fight Lomachenko. His next fight, he's fighting Manny Pacquiao, and after that, he's fighting Errol Spence.
They died.
And I'm talking about in the same month.
They died. Picture
Yeah.
fucking Deontay Wilder hitting Lomachenko, man. Think
He,
about that for a
You
second.
he
actually,
wouldn't even
can
be
you
able to fucking
actually,
he
can
wouldn't
you
even be
actually
able to
make
reach
a case?
Lomachenko.
Huh?
I said Wilder wouldn't even be able to reach Lomachenko to hit him.
I'm
Fucking
just saying.
Lomachenko.
He's too
Lomachenko would
motherfucking
use his.
tall.
Picture Wilder fucking connecting on Lomachenko's chin.
Oh
So
yeah.
If
so tank
Mariaga,
it like that.
bro, if Mariaga don't fucking lumped up Loma, imagine what a punch from fucking Wilder would do.
If Wilder hit those guys, he'd kill them.
Hey, if Wilder hit fucking Lomachenko in the eye, he's not gonna break the eye socket. He's gonna break the back of his skull.
Yeah, he'd kill them. Point blank. Period. He Wilder. Well, it's a heavyweight. Like fuck, we might as well be talking about
His
who the fuck
fucking head is bigger than
Rocky's gonna
Wilder's
fucking fight next if we're gonna do this. I mean, fucking Wilder is capable of possibly maybe killing a fucking heavyweight. So I mean,
head.
I never
Well,
seen what you guys are talking about, but I'm gonna look for it.
hey, you know what was funny as fuck to me? How after he knocked out fucking Spilka, that motherfucker said that he doesn't hit hard.
He spilled while he was in hospital tubes.
I don't know. He must have been in a motherfucking coma saying, you don't hit hard. You don't hit hard."
He don't hit hard because you don't fucking remember getting hit.
Yeah.
Yeah, but he did say that shit in a fucking interview, man. He doesn't hit as hard as boy. But I'm like, how the fuck he doesn't hit hard, bro? Fucking planked you like a fucking frozen tuna, man.
Had you on the ground with your fucking feet crossed.
Dog,
You
that
know,
hey, he looked at hey, Spilka looked more dead than the fucking beef Rocky was punching in the
How you get
motherfucking.
put on a stretcher? How you get put on a stretcher if you weren't hit hard? That's like me getting hit by a fucking car and being pulled out in a stretcher and say, "Holy fuck, boy, didn't get hit that hard," while they're carrying me out on a fucking stretcher.
Or
This
be
is
like that, or be like that old lady from fucking Don't Be a Menace in the Hood while drinking your juice or some shit. You hit like a bitch.
I
Yeah, but
if somebody even tried to have a conversation with that like that with me online, I'd rather go fucking look up reptilians and fucking space monsters and
no,
have that conversation.
I'd entertain it because I gotta keep calling you a fucking dumbass, like in so many fucking different ways that I don't know. It would be infinite.
I prefer to keep brain cells, not fucking lose them.
How the fuck do you get knocked out like that? You say a dude doesn't fucking hit hard, doesn't hit hard. Wow,
Real.
Yeah, I
that's
don't
like
know.
fucking. Excuse me. Shit. That's
Fuck.
like that's like Joe Frazier saying that George Foreman doesn't hit hard,
Yeah, for real.
or fucking Floyd Patterson saying Liston doesn't hit hard.
Yeah,
It's just plain beyond fucking foolish, is all it is. Motherfucker don't hit hard, he don't put you on a fucking stretcher.
yeah,
Man, hey, I honestly thought, man, he heard that dude, man, like fucking forever.
I
Not,
thought he was dead. I thought Sproka was dead. I'm not even trying to be funny. I thought he was fucking. I was like, is it the fucking guy dead, man?
oh, I didn't think he was going to be dead, but fucking if he
I thought
was,
he
I
was.
wouldn't be surprised. They'd be like, hey, damn, let's have a 10 count for fucking
When
Arthur
he missed,
Smith.
when he missed that shot, and Weiler came over, bang, and hit him, and the way he dropped and fucking on his face, I was like, fuck, man, he
But,
might deceased.
but you notice what fucking Spilka did?
Yeah, he fell on the fucking canvas.
Oh no! I ain't say what he did after he got hit. I'm saying what he did to open himself up to get hit by that right hand.
He reached, if I'm remembering correctly, he reached.
He switched his stance and he tried to he turned himself into an orthodox.
There you go. He got caught in the switch just like
Oh
Danny
my
Jacobs did with Triple
god!
G.
And you know that was Kel Brook was actually doing that shit with Earl Spence. I thought he was gonna end up getting clipped the same way.
Danny
But
Jacobs did it with Triple G too along the ropes. He switched his stance. He got caught in the switch. Bang.
I mean, I was like, my God, this dude. I was actually fucking rooting for fucking Spilka, man, because I don't know. I just like the dude's fucking demeanor, and I thought he was coming at I thought he was coming at Wilder with like a little thug in him and shit. You know what I'm saying?
That punch
And
was
then
nasty. I figured they
then
were
like
gonna
in
have
the
to pull out the
parking lot,
Ouija
Spilka
board.
was rocking like some fucking fur coat or some bullshit. That shit. I thought he was gonna come and shake something, but
They
he was
almost had to
boxing
pull the
well.
Ouija board out. The Ouija board out that do the post fight fucking interview. Because that
Man,
motherfucker almost died.
man, that was a vicious knockout, bro. That was vicious.
yeah.
That
So,
shit should have been the knockout of the year. Didn't it win knockout of the year that year?
I think
I don't
so.
know.
I mean, I'd be surprised anything fucking beating that shit
Yeah.
because you know how you know a guy won knockout of the year if the guy fucking if the dude got up and he walked to the corner and he fucking congratulated his opponent, they can't get knockout of the year.
If you put a fucker in hospital tubes, you get knocked out of the year.
Listen, Spilker was so knocked out, bro, that you could fuck around and take him out on a stretcher, fuck around. The people fucking carrying the stretcher would have dropped him by mistake, and he still wouldn't have woke up.
Yeah.
That's another level of getting knocked the fuck out.
Yeah, for real.
Cause I seen, you see guys like fucking Jennings when he got knocked out by Ortiz and he got stopped. He got up.
Yeah.
Then Vladimir fucking got fucked up by AJ with an uppercut. His ass got back up.
Yeah, it's a difference between getting knocked out and getting knocked the fuck out. Like when Mikey Garcia fought that Zlaticanin. You know what
Oh
I'm
damn,
saying?
he iced his ass.
That's what I'm telling man. Like when you gotta pray for a motherfucker, or like when the motherfucker get up and you feel good and happy, that's getting knocked the fuck out. You know what I'm saying?
Shit, that was like fucking when Earl Spence knocked out Bundu.
Yeah.
You didn't see how fucking Bundu was like. He looked like
or
he
he
looked like one of them Shaolin monks and shit meditating in a cave.
or when Wilder knocked out Stavern, that was pretty bad too. But he,
Hey,
he, he got up, but the time he was down on the ropes, boy, that shit looked terrible.
hey, Stavern looked like he was doing that fucking. He was doing that dance where you go under the stick and shit. What was that shit
The
called?
limbo.
He was doing that limbo shit. Da, da, da,
And
da, da.
then
Like
like
a
Spielka
motherfucker.
talking
He
about
like, hey, it was like nobody got lower than that motherfucker. They don't even know how the hell he got that low.
like the
Hey,
motherfucking Spielka talking about Wilder don't hit hard. And I'm like,
flexible strippers can't even do what fucking Stavern did.
yeah. But like
Lean back like that.
Spielka talking about Wilder don't hit hard. And I'm like, bro, we was worried about you. You know what I'm saying?
Hey,
Like, how the fuck you gonna say he don't hit hard? We over there worrying for your life and shit, hoping that you all right the way you stretched out on the ground and shit.
hey,
You know?
Spilka was so fucked up that if I would have met some fucking Polish people, I'd apologize.
Yeah.
Hey, I'm sorry what happened to your boy. That's it. And I don't even fucking speak Polish, but they would understand me. Oh, Spilka, he got fucked up. You know, Spilka. Yeah, yeah, no, it's okay. It's okay.
Yeah.
For real, hey, like this, and don't come over here again.
It's for real.
But oh man, that was hey Wilder, man. He's a he's a force to be reckoned with. I like to be honest with you. I see him fighting Luis Ortiz before I see again in a rematch before I see him fighting Anthony Joshua. What do you guys think?
Shit, I hope you're wrong.
Because unless Parker fucking fight beats AJ and dares to be great and shit. But even if Parker beats AJ, you know they got like some bullshit fucking rematch clause going on.
Well,
So who does
Eddie's saying it should happen this year, but we'll see, right?
who does Wilder fight next? I mean that the fans are not gonna bitch about.
I wouldn't
Well,
mind seeing him fight Big Baby if he can't fight Joshua. Big Baby
I
been talking shit.
I don't even got a problem with the fighting Dillian White. Get these, continue to get the names because it don't matter people's opinions. Get the guys that are in the rankings so that nobody can say anything. There's no point going backwards.
I
Wilder's
like
Keep it
gonna
Dillian
going.
White even better.
Wilder is gonna kill Dillian White. Dillian White fucking is a fucking sucker for a right hand. You
Yeah.
can't miss. He's a sucker for a right hand.
He'll get that'll be a significant win. Like it will push his position. It will falter that position a little bit better. If you look at the rankings. So he might as well just go chase them if he ain't gonna get Joshua this year. Because there's no, like I said, there's no point going backwards. Keep getting credible wins and stuff like that, so they ain't got no space to say anything about who you're
I
fighting.
think
That's what I say.
I think if Wilder fuck around and starts and he stalls his activity when fucking Anthony Joshua, I think that's a mistake.
Yep, so do I. You gotta be active because Joshua's been active. You gotta be active. It does never help you not fighting.
Yeah, I mean he definitely needs to be active. And that's one of the tactics that's gonna use against him.
Yeah,
They're gonna try to they're
the
gonna try
fans
to
weren't
bait
privy
him
about
and
him
bait
fighting.
him and
Go
have
ahead.
him in negotiation for long periods of time and have like mock little fucking sit downs and negotiations with no real fucking intent behind it. Just stringing them along and out of nowhere be like, okay, let's do it for fucking December. But shit, we've been negotiating since February.
Yeah.
Well, now y'all motherfuckers want to fight. Why y'all had 2 or 3 fights and shit.
Well, the
Yeah.
fans ain't privy of him fighting Dillian White, but I got no problem with it. Fight some guys that are gonna
He,
that's gonna make some significance because that only helps him. Fight some guys
yeah,
that are gonna give you some significance.
in my opinion, the only way that Deontay Wilder is gonna get that Joshua fight anytime soon, it has to come from the British fans. They have to demand it. They have to demand it of Anthony Joshua. Like fans right here are demanding of Keith Thurman to fight Earl Spence.
Yeah.
Like people like Mexicans were demanding Canelo fight Lara. It has to come from their own fan bases, man.
Yeah, all across the board. It includes those guys that are rooting for Wilder too, that are saying, well, I don't want to see White, I want to see Joshua. That's fine. I'd rather see Joshua too. But in the meantime, if he's not going to get Joshua, let the man fight somebody with some significance. So let him build towards it because boxing fans and boxing in general got short term memories. This Ortiz fight they'll forget about that next week. So let this guy keep getting names on there he needs to get.
Yeah.
I just see fucking Wilder fucking fighting Ortiz in another fucking rematch.
Yeah,
And he shouldn't have to fight Ortiz anytime soon, you know. Yeah, I mean, whatever Ortiz want to bitch about, Ortiz is camp, but I know it's not really Ortiz doing it.
yeah,
But Ortiz can't want to bitch about the count and not the count, but you know, they have a right to do that, but I think it's a little too late. Should have done it at the moment.
yeah. Marketing angle.
And but if it'll get you another payday, fuck it. Do what you gotta do.
Yeah.
Yeah.
All right. Well, I mean, unless there's anything else you guys want to say, we could close this up.
All
I'm
right.
good when I'm good when you guys are.
Yeah, shit, I'm good.
All right. And with that, going to close shop and wait
All
till the
right.
next one.
All right, I get with y'all boys, man. Y'all
All right,
Yeah.
man.
be up, I mean.
All right, fellas. You guys take good care of yourselves, man, and stay safe.
All
All
right.
right.
Peace.
All right, peace, brothers.